And we are live. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Purple Pill Pod, episode 17, the number one show in the world for dating. Please make sure to like, subscribe, go follow the podcast Instagram, my TikTok tag below. DM me on Instagram if you've got any single ladies here in the Dallas area. I want to come on the show. I always need more of y'all. Shout out to my producers tonight. We got JR and Donnie both in the house. And shout out to my operation, or shout out to Cornerstone Events for helping me with all the operations in the background. I really appreciate y'all and the recruiting y'all do for me, man. We got a super awesome show tonight because we got three really special guests. We're gonna go ahead and let them plug in first, so y'all can go and add them and subscribe and all that. We'll start with you, ladies, first.
All right. Well, let's be honest, because men are always coming first anyway. So good call on you for that one. Yeah, thank you, Michael. Thank
we need
you.
the soundboard for that.
Thank you. So my name is JennelleGordon. On the Saucecast, they call me Mama Mel. But you can call me whatever you wish.
That's really that. My friends call me that. That's
do
insane.
they really?
Yeah,
wow.
Milf,
What are the
really
odds
weird.
of that? Both of us.
Very low odds.
I'm from Newport Beach, California. I'm an intimacy tantric sexpert, which just means through global retreats, one-on-one coaching, group masterminds, and online courses, I help men and women, mostly entrepreneurs, to really shake any shame that's hindering them in their relationships and sex, to help them experience the orgasmic life in and out of the bedroom. So that's what's up. Thanks for having me, y'all.
Oh, no, thank you. All right, and then you go ahead, bro.
Oh, me? Oh, guys, I'm Michael Sartain. I host the Michael Sartain podcast. I am the founder of the Men of Action mentoring group. And I also host every single bikini competition in Las Vegas. And I host Swimsuit USA, and I host Miss Brazil USA. And I used to host Tropic Beauty, and I used to work at the Playboy Mansion, and I host all the Maxim parties, and we can go on for half an hour. And I'm a quantitative analyst at a small fund. So we just
Biggest womanizer in the U.S.
I
right
don't know
here.
what you're talking about. You're about to get my parts of my about to get parts of my body cut off. And I'm what's known as a cat dilf. Actually, that's what they call
Cat
me.
dilf.
Cat
I've
dilf.
heard
Yes,
that.
because I have cats. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, I'm
What
his
about
brother,
you?
Patrick Sartain, Patrick_Sartain on Instagram. I'm a graphic designer, content creator. I sell car parts, and I'm kind of a weed enthusiast. I'll give you that. I'm cannabis.
Bro, I didn't know we had that in common. What's
He's not,
up, bro?
He's not kind of a weed
Hey.
enthusiast.
Hey, I'm modest about it, but I am a weed scientist. Let's put it that way.
Oh,
If
we're
y'all have any
definitely gonna have an
questions, yeah,
interview
yeah.
soon, bro. I didn't know we had that in common. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and start with the ladies. Ladies, I just want to know your name, your age, your education level, and what do you do for work. If you want to brag on your credit score, we'll start with you.
Hey, I'm Tia Bell, the Southern Belle, aka Big Tex. And what else did you want to know?
Name, age, education level, what do you do for work?
Well, I told you my name. You won't know my age. And my daytime job, I manage multiple hospitals. Two in Mexico, and 3 here in Dallas-Fort Worth. Outside of that, I own a studio that we're going to be opening a recording studio. I manage artists, and I'm an artist myself. My EP dropped yesterday. Follow me on Instagram at the THEE Tiabelle TIABELLE.
Okay, you're a hustler.
For the show, though, just to make sure we have actual full engagement, can you give us your age for us, please? It will actually help with the overall conversation.
You can lie.
I'm 35.
Cool. Thank you.
All right. What about you? Name, age, education level, what do you do for work?
So my name is Sadie. My age, I'm 25, and I do a few things for work. I work at Dry Bar, so I do hair for a living,
Okay.
mostly. I also been doing lashes for a few years, and outside of those two, I do bottle service and bartending.
Okay.
Mhm.
Nice. All right. Now for you, and you're back. Thank you for coming
Yeah,
back.
what's up,
One of
guys?
y'all's big. Everybody
Yeah.
loved you, by the
You
way.
loved me?
So yeah, she came back because y'all liked her so much.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Name, age, education level, what do you do for work?
You guys already know. My name is Shatsi. I'm 29 years old. Education level, I have a master's degree, and I work in clinical research for work.
Okay. Nice. All right. So
Have
now
you met my single 42-year-old brother?
I haven't.
Hey,
You met him?
Tiny
I just want to
dancer.
make
Yeah,
sure.
no.
He's a different kind of research.
I
Yes,
met
I
him
do. Hey,
earlier.
Cannabis research.
Cannibal.
Hey, yeah, no,
Can-
I mean, there's a
cannabis.
lot of medicinal effects, about it too. We should definitely do
Let's
some
talk.
studies.
Let's
later
talk.
on.
Yeah.
Experiments.
Yeah.
Let's experiment together.
I'm all about it.
All right, so so this is a dating show. So the first questions, everybody, so everybody understand what's going on. It's just like the profile questions of what would be on your dating app. I know Are you taken? So everybody knows.
Well, Shiva.
You talking to the mic?
Sorry, my bad. Yeah, Shiva definitely has my heart, so it's
Okay.
right here.
So you are taken.
Yeah.
And then,
I like to think that way.
but both of y'all, are y'all taken or y'all single? Just so people understand that are watching.
I'm perpetually single.
Okay.
I am seeing someone now. Yeah.
So you're seeing someone.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So for this question though, this is profile questions. We want to learn more about y'all. He's not going to answer as much, and she's not going to answer as much because obviously they're taken.
No, I'm gonna answer everything.
But yeah, but the ones that
Answer
they
mine.
can.
But I will too. Damn it.
This is for business. We're doing everything.
Because we're
Okay.
equal, right?
Yeah.
Michael.
Listen,
I want to talk to you like you're
I'm
single.
going to answer hypothetically as if I am single. How about
Okay.
The rest of the
All right.
All right, well,
Same
they're
Z's.
gonna ask all the
Same
same.
Z's. Everyone's
Let's
it.
do it.
All the same
Okay.
questions. All right. So how long have you been in a relationship, and why'd your last relationship end? Or how long have you been single, and why'd your last relationship end?
Okay, I've been single for about a year now, and my last relationship ended because of habitual cheating.
Okay.
There we
Not
go.
on my end, on his.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you gotta clarify.
I'm a good gal.
All right. And why? How long have you been single, and why'd your last relationship end?
I've been single for like 3 weeks, and and it ended just because we had a lot of personal stuff to kind of figure out and get through, so it was like too much to bring together.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay. So how long have you been single, and why'd your last relationship end?
I have been single for 4 years now. The relationship I was in was for 5 years. We grew apart. There was a lot of animosity. Just that's what it was, and I had to do a transformation after.
Okay. How long have you been single, and why'd your last relationship end? If you
Well, I was single for all of 3 weeks before I met the new and improved Shiva. But why did it end? Well, I'm 41 and I was dating a 26-year-old, 6'8", 8-pack, 10-inch, eggplant. So he was like, loved me, but wasn't like he needed to like fuck a few more hoes. And so in the end, I was like, I'm cool on that. I would have let him fuck hoes if we were like engaged or like we were married or we were living
do
together.
it together.
That's
Can you
cool.
do it together?
We did some of that together,
Okay.
but he, in the end, I freaked him out. Just everything a lot, and so in the end, he kind of like sabotaged it. But
Put teamwork in the chat if you're down with that. Go
yeah,
ahead.
it's all good. Like, listen, when you're
Teamwork.
dating a high value man, or he was high value in really the looks, and that was about it. Let's
Mhm.
just be honest. But you're gonna be sharing him, so women, you got to just get on board with it and know that you're gonna get cheated on.
You just want the ring first, at least.
Yeah, I'm like, just at least show me something. Come
Key
on.
to the house.
Yeah, I mean,
cards.
But
that's
now the
pretty
new
nice.
Shiva is good, and he's celibate, so it's an interesting situation.
That is
Okay.
interesting as shit, actually.
A sex coach in love with a celibate man.
Yeah,
It's
there we
amazing.
go.
Yeah,
That should be a show.
I would like to see that. How long have you been single, bro? I mean,
I'll tell you right now, it was Cinco de Mayo 2021. I remember what happened. And we stopped sleeping together in June. Like it was like a month and a half later. Her boyfriend didn't find out either. No, it was
Wow.
it was a situation where it was a COVID relationship, right? Everything physically, I was being validated. And the other thing is like she's bisexual, so we would go meet women together, and she would challenge me to do that, which was like the newest.
Funsies.
I've never experienced anything like that, and I would try to meet the challenge because I was good at it. So it was a lot of fun, and it was like like on a video game, like on sliders where that's 99, 99, 99, but a couple of these sliders were like at 50, 22. Like there was some fucking massive red flags. I don't even want to say what they are because I might get sued. Like they're really bad red flags.
This is true.
Yeah, and so we, cluster B personality disorder later, we broke up, and and then she found out we broke up, and then that's yeah, that's what I've been
It
single since
happens.
then. Yeah.
It happens.
man, I see how you do good with girls. You got the comedy on point, bro. You need it. How long have you been single, bro? And why'd your last relationship end?
So it's been about a year. About this time last year, I think it was on Christmas.
Yeah.
Or no, Thanksgiving. I'm sorry, Thanksgiving. I decided to become a +1 for someone for their holiday dinners, Christmas. It's like, hey, we're going to kind of try dating. I'm going to make you my girlfriend for this month when we have a lot of social gatherings to go to. And it's going to be kind of like a trial basis, and we'll see how this works out. It was someone I knew from a while back. And
Someone I knew from a while
yeah,
back.
yeah, he knew her too. She was cool, but it came. The holidays
It
were
came.
over. Yeah, everybody came.
Everyone's
But
coming.
the holidays were over, and the magic of us dressing up and going to places and people looking at us kind of faded away. And then everyday life of like normal cooking, dinner, cleaning, that set in, and it was just like, gross. And like we were talking, and I was just kind of like, you know what, this is this isn't cute anymore. Like we'll agree to be friends. So
Basically,
we're still friends.
is
Yeah.
the sexual polarity died, and
Yeah,
that's why all relationships.
Yeah,
end.
I feel like
Was
it
there
definitely.
burning genuine desire at the start of it?
No. I mean, it was more of like, hey, let's see where this goes.
Okay.
I went into it
Already
with no
doomed.
fear, and I just hope this is gonna work out and be good. And then it was kind of like, no, let's not go any further.
I don't do anything if it doesn't have burning genuine desire,
Yeah,
man. It ain't worth it.
I need to try that. I need to try
Sexual polarity trumps all.
Listen, not too much burning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Then you gotta go get that shit
yeah.
checked.
So now I want to know, what hobbies do y'all have? You know, these people that are watching, they might be interested in the same thing as you. There's 3.6 billion people regularly watch YouTube a month. So let's see if we can find y'all a match that has your same hobby as you. We'll start with you this time, Shotzi.
I enjoy running, cooking, painting, just going out, trying new things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Running, painting, cooking.
Like a lot of sports. So I, work out a lot and grew up on volleyball, so I play that a lot too. So.
Okay. You like to go to the sandbar?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's what's up. What hobbies do you have?
Well, I don't have much time, so when I have downtime, it's writing music and recording, mixing music. So that's what I love to do.
Hey, that's success right there in my eyes.
Sexy voice, I hear it.
What hobbies do you have?
Well, I like to worship lingam, and do sex magic.
Okay. Man, that's one of the
And lingam is basically Sanskrit for eggplant. So for me, like worshiping lingam is like a spiritual practice. And then sex magic, I use like Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill's book, Sexual Transmutation. So I do that like every day. And then I also have a 7-year-old son. So that's sort of a hobby, if you will.
No wonder you're such an expert in sex, though. Yeah, you have to worship it for
I'm
real.
a sexpert.
You have to be. What hobbies do you got, bro?
Oh man, it's hard to determine which are hobbies and which is my job, right? So I love I'm one of the rare people. I like going to nightclubs. I like being on stage at nightclubs with my favorite DJs. One night I'm on with Tiesto. Next night's Rufus the Soul. Next night it's Dead Mouse. Next night it's Skrillex. I enjoy that. But my main hobbies would be I play basketball 7 days a week.
Okay.
I work in animal rescue pretty vociferously. I have some friends in Vegas. We all work in animal rescue together. And then I host charities. I don't know if that's work or whatever, but I host charity events as an MC. That's like
You love it, man. Yeah, I think that works.
Maybe 12 different charities a year is what I'll end up hosting.
Dude, that's so baller. You're a catch, man. Gotta say, you're probably the biggest catch of a single guy we'll ever have on this damn panel. What hobbies do you have, man?
Like I already mentioned before, I'm a cannabis enthusiast. I like different flavors of weed, kind of like a fine wine, to where there's different tastes to it.
Cannabis sommelier.
Exactly, cannabis sommelier. Then I would say I really like dating. I'm always in the streets. I'm at bars. I'm meeting women. I love doing that. That's kind of like my secondary hobby. And then I do like to play basketball, gym, and I'm a father for every other week. So I'm teaching my son how to be a man.
That's the best
love
hobby.
that.
Bro.
I'm in these streets like GTA.
Yes, sir.
I'm out here in these
Yes, sir.
streets.
Like orange traffic cones.
I think I don't always do this question, but I think this is a good panel for it. Of the 7 heavenly virtues, which one resonates with you the most? Chastity, temperance, charity, diligence, patience, kindness, or humility? Of those 7, I'm going to say them again. Chastity, temperance, charity, diligence, patience, kindness, or humility. Which one resonates with you the most? We're going to start with you this time, bro.
I like patience, because I feel like I've got a pretty good handle of like not allowing the world to get my goat and have me get emotional or act violently. That's something I really wouldn't do. But that's kind of where patience would lead to.
Yes.
When you're running out of it and you let your emotions take care of it. That's one thing that I can always distance myself from the situation and try not to like overreact on people's mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes.
It's the opposite of wrath, so it makes perfect sense.
for
You're
sure.
not wrathful. That's
Yeah.
great. What about you, man? Of the 7 heavenly virtues, which one of those do you think resonates with you the
it's
most?
got a bit of a scientific answer. So if you survey what men want, agreeableness, which I would consider to be kindness, is one of the things that women look for, or men look for often in women. And the other thing is because I live in Vegas, and I've had so many encounters with people cluster B personality disorders like sociopaths and narcissists and shit like that. What I found is that if you keep going to a charity event over and over again, they start to get disinterested. Like sociopaths don't go to charity events all over again. So I like going to animal rescues. I like going to toy drives. I like going to domestic abuse charities and stuff like that. And what you're going to find is that really good people keep wanting to go, and people who are just like kind of narcissists, they're just bored. What am I getting out of this? And it kind of separates people.
Oh yeah, I'll weed them out real quick.
Yeah.
Of those 7, the sexpert, which one of these resonates with you the most? Chastity, right?
No, I would say charity. Charity meaning like benevolence, love. I know there's in the Bible they use it as like meaning love as well.
Mhm.
The reason for living is giving, and so everything I do and like my personal work is I have a nonprofit that works with victims of human trafficking to holistically rehabilitate them. So that's my passion. And
Charity.
so charity, yeah, everything I do is so that I can, have more, create more, and be more financially successful so I can give more. Because if you don't have shit, you can't give.
That's probably one of the best ones for women, I want to say, other
Yeah.
than kindness for sure. Of those 7, which do you think resonated with you the most? Do you need me to read them off again?
No, all of them. But I agree with my fellow panel mate down here at the very right. Patience. Patience is like everything. It can affect your job. It can affect your personal and work relationships. It can affect the growth that you're trying to have in a new relationship. So I'm gonna go with patience.
Okay. What about you?
I would say patience too.
Patience
Yeah.
also. Okay.
Absolutely. Mostly just because going through different things in life and understanding like things can't happen on my time and when I want it, that's really taught me to just like let things, come whenever it's supposed to and not try to rush things. So
Okay. What about you?
I'm gonna stick with my same answer. Charity.
From last time?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's a good one. All right. So now I want to know of the 7 deadly sins, which one resonates with you the most? We got lust, gluttony, greed, sloth, wrath, envy, or pride. We got lust, gluttony, greed, sloth,
With
wrath,
us or our
envy, or
partner?
pride.
With us or our partner?
For you, which one resonates the most with yourself?
Mhm.
Okay. And we'll start with you actually this time, Shotzi.
I'm gonna go with pride. I really have to kill my ego, and I'm working on it.
That's the worst one for everybody, I think. It fuels all the other ones. What about you?
I would say pride mostly because just like whenever I need help or anything like that,
You
I
don't
won't
ask
ask
for it?
for it because I just don't want to seem like I need it when I really do.
Okay.
know?
What about you?
Yeah, I'm gonna say pride is the same thing. Especially being in Aries, like we will like I want to do everything myself. I don't need you.
You a
I,
boss,
I
huh?
can need some money, and I ain't gonna ask you, baby. I'm gonna just go try to go
Absolutely.
get it somewhere else. But sometimes that's just not a good thing. It's okay to ask other people. Pride can stop you from success and going to the next level. So sometimes it's good to put your pride to the side.
Okay. Which one resonates with you the most?
I'm super, even though I don't appear it when I'm on panels, but I'm super feminine, so I don't have an issue with pride. I'll definitely ask for help. I want a man to lead me, all that good stuff. But mine's lust, of course. Like
Yes.
I have an extremely high sex drive, so
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
your one deadly one.
that's my deadly one.
What about you?
For me, it's
10-inch eggplant is
there we
like the
go.
death of
That's
me.
the death, right? That's can't speak to that one. So wrath is definitely mine. I am the road rage dude. My whole life it's just been like this, like answering to the haters, wanting to humiliate them. Like I am the guy. The thing, I'm really competitive. I used to be a semi-professional video game player. I used to play Madden in these tournaments, and it would just get like one of these situations where I just want to stomp on people. And it's definitely something that motivates me. It's like, especially in the gym, or motivates me to do better with certain things. But it definitely gets out of control when I'm like going at people in YouTube comments and stuff like that. So, it's
Dude,
definitely wrath.
I can't hold myself back from YouTube comments either. For some reason, I truly must be a narcissist because I always think I'm fucking right.
No,
Like,
but
you
it's
can
not
never
about
get-
being right. It's just like I'm sitting here being coached about men and women dynamics from a guy who's like an anonymous
No
YouTube
experience.
account, and I don't worry about losing his business because you have an anonymous YouTube account talking shit. You can't afford my program anyway.
I
So
literally
enjoy
tell
your day.
all of them that say anything. I'm like, hey, I would love to debate you on live. It'd be great content. I will fly you out. I will pay for your flight. They never do it though. They won't even send me their Instagram so I can see what they look like. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And shout out to MOA Mentoring.
Yeah.
.com.
Shout out. Oh, hey,
For
and
those that can
man,
afford
you
it.
should have gone into Halo instead of Madden, bro.
No.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, that was
I'm
more
with
of
it.
a your generation. So
Yeah,
what?
no, I'm with it. Yeah, no, I would go with lust. I mean, I can't lie. I love these hoes. I'm
Yeah.
Dating is your hobby.
It definitely is something that I enjoy. It's like it brings a sense of
Fulfillment.
accomplishment. And things of that sort. It's fun. I learned to see the
Man,
fun.
lustful. Got
Very
a couple
lustful.
people too lustful on this panel.
Yeah.
I want to know y'all's love language really quick. Words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, or physical touch. We'll start with you, bro.
I mean, physical touch. You can't like have
Every
sex
man's
without
physical touch.
Yeah.
right?
Well,
I-
not mine.
I mean,
I have a theory all
tantric
women are one thing and
theoretical
all men
sex.
are another thing, but
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
but maybe I'm wrong.
Physical touch.
Yeah, for me it's physical touch, but I am really finding that you remember Californication, David Duchovny in that show. Did anybody you guys ever watch that show? You remember how like every girl who came up and complimented his book, he was just like he'd fall in love with them. Do you
Oh
remember this?
yes.
Like I'm kind of getting that way when girls
Words
come
of
up like, I love
affirmation.
your podcast so much. I'm like,
You're
really?
like-
You really like my podcast? You can sweet talk me a little bit.
Stroking your
Yeah.
The
ego.
words
Yeah.
of affirmation.
Yeah.
What about you?
I am, I guess, with the men, I'm all about touch and time. I
Touching
want
time.
you to touch me,
Well,
please.
Okay.
Someone touch me.
And what about you?
Words of affirmation and acts of
Acts of service?
Servant.
acts of service. I'm gonna say both, but words of affirmation really was my thing. I like reciprocation, and I'm a motivator and a supporter. I push people. I give them the words they need. Sometimes I just text people to ask them how their mental health is doing and to encourage them. So words of affirmation is serious to me. But, sometimes people are like, people can say anything.
Yeah.
It's about what they do and if they follow through with it. So the older that I've gotten, acts of service is really important to me. I had to learn just because somebody may not say what you want to hear, it's about what they do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I can understand why acts of service is really big because of that. What about you?
I would say quality time and physical touch. Like,
Quality time.
just make me feel like you want to be around me. you
Okay.
know?
What about you?
Gifts.
Gifts? Gifts.
I like
Good
gifts.
one.
Of course. I think that's every woman's, but
Profits.
maybe I'm wrong. I just think that's what y'all want.
The bottom line.
So I want to know, what can you improve on personally? What can you get better at so you can get into the relationship of your dreams possibly? We'll start with you again,
I
man.
guess if I quit just smoking weed and chasing hoes all the time and drinking alcohol, I mean, I could focus on that. I
Keep
do it.
smoking.
No,
The
I
right
do
girl
it.
will be okay with it.
I'll take like a good month off of drinking and smoking every year. I'll take a sabbatical, if you will, and I'll get a lot of stuff done. I'll get so much stuff done in that month. For the rest of the 11 month, I can just kind of chill.
Well,
Yeah.
there you
That's fine.
go. You got
I-
the system.
Yeah.
Well, at least you know what you need to improve on. What could you improve on,
Hey,
bro?
Patrick, real quick, is that only 1 month because you got a drug test coming up, or
No, it's just after that month, I'm kind of like, you know what?
I'm
had,
bored.
I've had a good time this summer life, but I would really just
Good
like to
time
smoke some
summer
weed.
life.
Right now. It's just kinda like,
That's me
this
as
would be
hell, dude.
perfect.
Yeah, why wait? What about you, bro?
I think one of the big problems for me is that it's nothing about me. There's nothing special about me, but I live in Las Vegas, and living there, like, you just have so many options, and there's these red flags that you see in girls, but you're just having so much fun that you don't see or care about. Like, she's bringing another girl home, you don't fucking care about the red flags. And I think I did that for a long time. And because when I read shout out to Rollo Tomasi first off, and then also I read Rich Cooper's book when he had these 20 red flags in there. And I was like, these don't seem like big red flags. And I realized, oh, it's because I don't want a girlfriend. I just don't give a shit about any of this. But I think that would be it for me to, if I were to draw a stronger boundary around me, then I think I would just attract people.
Better women.
Yeah. But I don't want to say better. I don't want to say better.
It's
Better
a
for
little
a
mean.
He's so
better-
egalitarian.
better for a relationship with me. Like my friends who do OF, they can do OF. That's fine. I just don't want to date them.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
understand
no,
what I'm
I
saying?
completely, I agree. Yeah, it's just you're just never gonna get the ring. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
So what could you improve on?
It's similar to Michael over here. It's like having better boundaries, because I just want to like worship and serve like my Shiva. So I'm just like,
Are we talking about penises here? Is
Yeah.
that what we're doing?
no, the lingam is actually penis. Shiva
Okay.
is like divine masculine consciousness, and so that's like,
That sounds like a penis also. Is
But
that
it's
not?
Yeah, kind of similar, but not.
it
not really.
sounds
Not
similar,
exactly.
but it's like
It has
I
a
see
penis.
my guy as God, so I like treat him as God. I worship him. I bow down to him. Like, it's a whole thing I do. It's my religion, and so for me, sometimes I'm like, maybe I need to like ease into that and make them earn it a little more.
wouldn't.
It's hard.
Don't do
He
that.
said, "No, just fucking do
You're
it."
doing right. You're doing
I
it
should
right.
worship
It's
their
working.
lingam
It's
like
like
for
it's
5
working.
hours a day.
Yeah, no, everybody's on that. Let's wait.
I don't. Yeah, fuck
Yeah.
it. No, I don't need to.
There's no
Stand out of
genuine
the crowd.
desire if
Yeah.
you wait.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
no genuine
It's like,
desire.
come on,
No,
let's
I
bargain.
No,
The
Let's
lingam for 5
negotiate.
hours a day.
worshiping lingams
Fi-
is a thing.
Five
You
hours
got to
of
improve on
5
something.
hours of lingam. I can't improve on that.
It's
That's
just
for sure.
worship, but we're
Yeah,
not
there you
even. Nothing's happening. I just like bow to it.
Focus. Yes. Yeah,
Wow.
Meditate.
Ladies, listen up. I'm just kidding. What can you improve
Too
on?
bad she has a kid. He's fine.
I would say I have very strong discernment, and a lot of times when I meet people, I can see them coming from a mile away. But on one end, the Aries in me, we like challenges, and I want what I want. And I've learned I need to really pay attention to my discernment, and maybe my feelings wouldn't get hurt so much. So it's really um, the gift that God gave me. Um, I have it, and and it's there, and I see it, but I don't utilize it fully, and know how to step away sometimes and be like, that's not good for me. I need to walk away, but I really want it or whatever. So I would say not listening to my discernment all the time.
Okay. Take some accountability. What do you need to improve on, you think?
I would say taking men more seriously.
Mm.
Mostly
You playing games.
Ah,
spinning plates on
yeah,
these
I
men,
see
huh?
that. That's the
a
feel.
little too much, honestly.
Okay.
Just because like I've been through a lot of relationship bullshit, so I'm just like to this point, I'm just like, if I know you're gonna do this, why would I give you the time? If I know you're gonna do it, I'm just gonna get what I want out of it and just leave instead of getting too attached and hurting myself. So
Okay. We're going to talk a lot about that
Can I
later.
just say something real
Yeah,
quick?
go ahead.
I have to commend you on that, for you to be as young as you are, and that's your mindset. Because it take a lot of people a long time not to do that until you didn't had about 3 kids and your heart broken and you a baby mama. So
girl,
I
it
like
took me
that.
like one heartbreak. I said,
I really think it should take more than one. I think it's sad if it takes more than one, honestly. Like, it should only take one person before you're like, all right, this shit is protected
I
now.
feel like it depends on the severity of that first one. Because the first one,
True
you can
that,
date
true.
somebody for, I don't know, a month or two. But for my first one, I dated him for 5 years. So that kind of like took me back. So I'm just like,
I can
I'm
see it.
here. Yeah.
No.
Well, can I just say one? I'm
Yeah, go
sorry.
ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I think the reason why women give men a lot of chances is because there's not very many good ones out there. So you try to
Go ahead, and then
So
I have to disagree with that.
so you try to give people chances and try to, so it's not just, oh, somebody hurt me and then now I'm gonna stop. Like, I think it's good to be able to do that, but when you really want to be married and you want to be in love and you want that, you keep trying and you keep trying and you keep trying. And so I think that's why people, it takes more than one time. It took me about 10 times.
Okay. Go ahead.
I just think that, and I love that you have so much depth and discernment. I think that's beautiful, and it comes with age, of course. I mean, I'm 10 years your senior, so I can say that. I'm not dissing on her age. But with that being said, I do think that there's a lot of great men out there. I disagree with you. There's amazing men out there. Women have just conditioned themselves to expect unrealistic things from men. And so we consider little things like cheating as a deal breaker, but we have to understand the reality of what the dating market is today, that we're all fucking the same men. There's like 20% of men that are sleeping with 80% of the women.
All right, man, we go home, man. I think we're good. We got this. We got this handled.
Yeah.
What else is there to say?
So I feel exactly.
Go ahead.
So we feel like men are bad, but we have to understand that it's not men that are bad. It's women that have lied to themselves and given us these fairy tales from the media and from Disney movies and from all these things that have given us this fairy tale ending with one man being faithful to one woman and them living happily the fuck ever after. And that does not exist anymore. Maybe it does in faith-based religions and institutions like that, but even then it gets even weirder in those scenarios. But I think women have to, we have to come to reality that this is a pipe dream, and we have to learn to adjust and become more high value, because as you and I, like, I've hit the wall. You're not there yet, but I mean, some might consider she has. So we have to understand that this is a battle, meaning the men that are out there, they're not bad. It's just that we have lied to ourselves into believing that they're behaving in a certain way that's not good, but they're just behaving in a certain way that fits the dating market.
True.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, what I was going to say is, so what happens? This is problematic, and this is not a moral judgment, but as women, you guys know there's a physical attractiveness that you have, and men react a certain way. Maybe when you were younger, you came to this realization, and then when you come to the realization, there's like this peak at what you can get a guy's attention from, and then this peak at to what you can get a guy to wife you up or to be in a relationship,
Right.
and then there's a peek at which guy you can get to be faithful. Does that
Right.
make sense?
That's
And
true.
what so just and I hate to stratify humans this way, but let's say the guy you can get is a 10. Like let's just say Chris Brown he'll have sex with you one night in the back of some club, right, at the backstage it's some shit, and then you can get this other guy who's like a lawyer, and he'll be with you, but he's not going to be faithful, and we'll say he's an 8. And then there's the guy who will be faithful, and he's like a 6, but you won't tolerate a 6.
Beta males.
Yeah, you won't tolerate a 6, because the three of you, I guarantee you I could find dudes who would not cheat on you. The problem is there's going to be something about them that doesn't quite, so it becomes this issue of a supply and demand curve where it doesn't quite work. And the three of you are attractive. I have no doubt whatsoever that here's where my best friend, her name's CJ Sparks, and she had a meeting with Kevin Samuels. And when Kevin Samuels told her straight up, she's like, "You're in pretty prison. Like, you are a playmate. So the guys that you could sleep with are like up here, way the fuck up here."
Mhm.
And then the guys who would actually settle, they don't have quite as many options. And you get into this weird situation. And I know from being on both sides, from being a military officer stuck in the Middle East for 6 months and not being able to see a single woman, to living in Las Vegas and hosting the biggest bikini competition in the world. One, I had no options. The second one, I had a ton of options. And in those two cases, I'm just going to tell you, as you move up the scale, and there's studies that show this. Satoshi Kanazawa wrote a book called The Intelligence Paradox about this. As you go up the income scale, as you go up the height scale, and if you go up the IQ scale, the likelihood of a man staying faithful just drops. It gets as you go higher and higher and higher.
Hence my ex 6'8" 8-pack, and he was only making 10-inch, and he was only making like 50, 60K. Imagine him in 10 years.
Yeah. So I mean that's the issue. So what happens is the supply and demand curve doesn't equal out. The man you can get to have sex with you, and the man you can get to date you, and the man you can get to be faithful are 3 different men at 3 different stratification levels. And I'm only using these numbers because that's how women would rate them. I'm not saying in general, and I'm certainly not talking about your internal value, but externally, some guys get more attention than others. And it's just very difficult. Like, it's just so crazy. It's like what you saw the thing with, what's his name? Jason Derulo, his wife freaking out. I can't believe that he's having sex with all these other women and all this kind of stuff. And
Really?
I'm like, but we all knew he was fucking other girls. Like, I don't understand how you didn't. It's
the
Derulo,
denial thing,
or
Michael.
Tristan Thompson or whatever. It's like it was a joke. The joke wasn't that she was getting cheated on. The joke was that she thought she wasn't going to get cheated on.
Can I chime in
Adam
for a
Levine?
second?
Yeah,
Adam
go ahead.
Levine.
Because I've got a few things I want to say, and I don't want to. So for one, when I say there's no good men out there, I'm a categorize that because I've never dated another race. In my culture, it's a lot of generational curses that we deal with that a lot of other races don't. That hinders us from really being able to have a family with substance or get pregnant by a man that is going to be there. So I'm really just talking about my culture. This is a conversation amongst our culture. Also, too, when we talk about the type of men we can have sex with and their looks and all of that, honey, I tried that. Okay. I lowered my standards. I talked to somebody that was short as hell, not cute, looking like damn Chewbacca. And he was worse than the 6'2".
Don't you hate that?
It's
Like,
even
you're
worse.
ugly,
But yeah, because it's like I really
They have
adjusted
attraction.
because I was thinking that maybe I'm going for something and he's so cute and he's used to all the women, and that's just not. It doesn't matter what their financial status is. If they're going to do what they're going to do, then it is what it is. So I don't think that I lie to myself about anything. I think that this has been my experiences. A lot of the women that I know, their experiences. I've been all around the world and met many women that those were their experiences. I feel like we're living in the last days where they say women will become lovers of themselves. Men would too. And so I feel like that it's broken. So that's just how I feel about it.
But respectfully, those group of that category of men that you're talking about are the men that I've dated, and so I don't think it's
right. But also too, you're not black.
Well,
so
but
actually,
I am. I'm North African, so I'm Moroccan and Mexican, and I know there's some issues with like you guys thinking, oh, we're taking black men and all this stuff, and that's
well, no, I don't care about any of that, but I'm just saying
and
it's a difference. Also, in our culture, there's a thing called colorism, where someone of your skin color, you probably would get a little bit of better treatment. I've had multiple black men tell me that they wouldn't even date me because I'm black or
and
I'm
I've heard
too
of
dark.
and I understand that as well. That's a real thing. I'm not negating that, but when it comes down to it, what Michael's saying is correct. the thing is, those
But
guys
I
that
don't
are
think
shorter.
there's a correct thing. I think it's an opinion, and I think it's
But the
based off of
stats
what
we
you've
have,
been
there's
through.
stats on it. There's stats that show that the what is the book you called this?
Oh, so but we're talking about the likelihood of them cheating goes up as you
And that's
go
what
up these
that's
certain
what I'm
scales.
saying.
Yeah, for
The
sure.
more money they have, the height, if they're not married, their physical appearance, if they're not overweight,
But
and
to go to what she said,
They're
she
as faithful
dated
as their
she dated someone who was shorter or
I
whatever.
guarantee you,
Yeah.
he had a credit card.
Yeah, that's
though.
that's
And
my
that's what
that's
I'm,
my point.
That's
I
my
can
point is-
guarantee you he didn't. He didn't even have an apartment, and he didn't even have a car.
Jesus.
Okay, well then there's outliers on everything, but we're not talking about the exceptions. We're talking about the rule.
So let me ask you this question, Tia. Whose fault is that for choosing that man?
Oh, who's talking to me?
He's the
Don.
So you said
The
you-
Lord
God,
came
it's
down
talking-
and
You
God,
were
we're
talking-
done.
You were talking about
him
last
so much.
days. You're talking about last days.
He
where
came
I was
Gee.
like, Lord, is that you?
Jesus is back, and Jesus wants to know whose fault it was.
I strike you down.
What did he ask me again?
So whose fault is that for choosing those men that don't have a car, don't have a job, or all this other shit that looks like
Well, it's
Chewbacca?
not men. That was one man.
Yeah, but
you
whose fault
know.
is it?
Oh, well, of course, it's always our fault when you're trying to. That goes back to earlier when I said not listening to my discernment. You know, I saw it,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, you know, and you just still try to push through or try to make something out of, you know, something, and it's not, you know, so it's my fault. But can you really blame somebody when I don't want a man that wants a whole bunch of women? Like, I don't want any of that, and I have enough faith to continue to pray that that's what I'm gonna get. So.
I'm just trying to imagine the guy you'd be attracted to that didn't want a whole bunch of
I
women.
know,
I'm
me too.
legitimately
Me
trying to
too,
understand.
Michael.
There's someone in my life right now who is the spiritual connection is very heavy.
Okay.
And I know he's a genuine good guy.
I
'cause
believe
that's
that
what God
that
told me, so.
exists too. That
Good,
there,
good guys can want lots of women, though. I feel like
that is so.
Excuse
as
me?
well.
you can't help what you want. You know, as a man, you want women, and
Well,
and
here's the
trying to
thing. I'm a
demonize-
high value woman.
Uh-huh.
I make a lot of money every
Okay.
year just from my daytime
But
job.
that makes it worse
And
for you,
then-
sweetheart. That makes your odds of finding a man work. And I like you, but this is just good for the conversation is really
Mhm.
good. It's polarizing.
I'm
That I think you're I think you're beautiful. You're successful. All that, but
Mhm.
that makes the chances of you finding a man worse. The more
Combative,
money you have, the
Mhm.
more you're gonna be that lady alone with cats, sperm bake, and dildos. And that's just what's happening to women today. The more successful they are, the more likelihood that they're going to end up in that category. In fact, there's stats about it right now.
Shout out to cats. I love cats.
Well,
They're
you
fucking
know what
great.
I'm saying.
No,
Don.
I'm with
I love
you.
them
But the situation, it's one of these things where it doesn't feel fair, right? If
Doesn't.
I go out and get 2 master's degrees and start making $500,000 a year, my value goes up. And as a woman, if they do the same thing to men, it's not even that their value goes down, but it doesn't go up at all. Like literally, like it's one of these situations. And I've talked to some of my female friends about this. It's like, do you understand that if you get that second master's degree, their penis doesn't get any harder? Like
It
not
goes
even,
worse.
not even the slightest bit. And so it doesn't seem fair. It doesn't mean you don't have to go get the master's degree. But the point is, as far as your financial upward mobility, for sure. But as far as the attraction to men, men just don't look at it because we don't look at for women to break down the door to protect us. We don't look for women to provision for us. In general, we don't. And so because of that, the fact that you may make a lot of money doesn't necessarily really help
You're
us
being
a lot.
nice.
Unless
It doesn't help her love.
unless you're a male stripper that's sleeping on couches.
Well, I'm not saying that it helps. I'm just saying I'm high value too. So there's somebody said something about lonely. So that's why I said that because I'm never lonely. It's about 5 on my phone that if I wanted to,
Of course.
whatever, if I wanted to fly to Dubai tonight, I could.
Yeah.
I want to chime in real quick though. Destination, kick rocks. Thanks.
Chat's triggering. Oh man. Half of black men are single, childless. 64% are doing fairly well financially in the middle class. You suck at picking men. Don't blame black
Wow.
men for your poor choices. Oof.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
knew you guys were coming because you don't like when we talk about you.
Yeah, I
so
told
it
y'all
is
not
what
to
it
watch
is.
the chat. They're gonna try to trigger you. All right, let's go back. What can you improve on though, real quick?
Oh, I had my answer earlier.
We'll go to you really quick,
I'm not-
Shotzi.
Thanks.
What
What
can you?
questioning me too.
Keep us on track. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
I'm always a good moderator.
I'm gonna work on,
She's so cute. She's
you know,
she don't
me.
need to work on anything. Look at her. She's
You can say you're
adorable.
perfect too. We've done this
I'm gonna
before.
work on
Remember,
me.
you're allowed to say you're like you're perfect too.
No, I think I have a really genuine personality.
Stop the cap.
Jesus is that? I was kidding. No, I don't know.
Nothing.
Nothing. Can't prove nothing. You got something?
I mean, I would say as my biggest thing lately has been I hold on to a lot of past traumas. That's why I act the way I do now. So I think if I got rid of that or let go of that completely, I would be in a better headspace instead of like overthinking and overreacting and making up fake scenarios of what could and may not never happen or, could happen or whatever. Just if I let go of past traumas, I
The
think
fact that you're just being self-aware about it is a huge step of, ahead of a lot of people. As long as
Yeah.
you're self-aware about it and you're willing to work on it, that's a huge deal.
and
Good job.
that work is so hard.
Yeah.
But it's gonna
It
be
takes time,
it's
but
gonna be worth
yeah.
it though. I just want to know really quick. Do you want kids? Do you want kids?
Yes.
Yes.
Like
Do you want kids? How old are you again?
29.
Okay. Do you want kids?
I don't know.
You don't know yet? Do you want kids?
The way this world look like this
Here, you can talk to
headed,
the mic.
Jesus is
The
coming.
way it looks
No.
like this world is headed, child, I don't care. If it happened, it happened. If it don't.
Yeah.
Can I ask you
I
something,
mean,
ma'am?
same on that. Same on
Can
that.
I ask you something, ma'am?
Yeah. Go ahead, JR.
Jesus, is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So,
On the main line?
Never. No. Have you told your mom about your stance on not having kids?
Yeah, we talk about it all the time.
And how does she feel about that?
My mom, we have the same views, so she's not tripping.
She wouldn't be, I guess,
Disappointed?
yeah, disappointed
She's
that you're
not
not going to carry
grandkids.
on. Like-
No, like I said, we have the same views, so my mom is not tripping. Her biggest thing is how I live my life, so we can be in the same place when this is all
But,
said and done.
but don't you feel like it's kind of selfish for you to feel like this is the end for like our legacy? Because you want to go
No.
get Chanel bags and stuff like that.
No,
Her ancestors
Because-
worked for 100,000
because-
years to make her to get to
because
this
if
point.
her statistics is correct
Mhm.
about ending up being alone in the end, like I don't want any kids if I'm not married and there's not stability there. I'm not interested in leaving this earth and leaving my children here to figure it out on their own. I'm the only child. I'm my grandmother's only child. So if I had a kid and we all left today, my kid would be on its own. So that's why I think the way that I do,
That makes sense.
especially if I
totally
had a
understand.
girl.
Yes, ma'am.
Like it's dangerous out here. It's a lot of shit going on.
Yes, ma'am.
So I don't want to leave my kids in a corrupt world. But on the other end, I would love to have kids for everything that I'm building to leave it to them.
Oh, so you will
so-
have kids then?
Yeah, but that's why I said it
Okay.
doesn't matter. If I do, I do. If I don't, I don't.
Okay.
That's not gonna make
I just feel like it's a little selfish for you to feel like, if they come, if they come, if they don't, they don't.
Well, you want
because-
me to go get pregnant and be a baby
No,
mama?
ma'am,
I'm
no,
not
ma'am,
doing
no,
that.
no, no,
So
no,
I
ma'am.
don't know what to tell you.
I don't want you to pick
If
the
I
wrong
get
person.
married
Yes,
and I
ma'am.
feel like this is it, then yes, the guy that I have around now. If it went that way, of course. But I'm not gonna have kids out here out of wedlock.
totally
I don't have
Me
any
too, I
kids.
feel
on
the
my
I totally
same way.
understand, ma'am.
Same.
Would you freeze your eggs? Just out of
Excuse
curiosity.
me?
Would you freeze your eggs?
I've already done that.
You already did it?
Mhm.
Okay. Do you want to have kids or you already have
I'm
kids?
gonna I have one. Don't give me multiples. I have a
Okay.
almost 8-year-old, but I'm gonna have two more.
You want 2 more?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want kids?
Listen, there's 4 Sartains left, and 2 of them are in this room. So yeah, I think I
Yes.
definitely do want to have kids, but
You
what-
have to.
What
That you know
right?
of.
Exactly. But what I feel like is I'm not going to be pressured into doing something, when I don't want to do it. And here's the thing: I have this biological advantage in that I can have kids in my 50s
Whenever you want.
or 60s or whatever. One of my shout out to Colonel Spencer. He was in my unit and he had his first kid at 59 years old.
Good.
Oh, man.
And he was
Wow.
but here's the thing: the guy had done 20 years as a lieutenant colonel in the Air Force. He had tons of money saved up. He had this beautiful house, and the guy he had his first kid with his wife who was in his 30s, and he was happy as shit. And I was like, yeah, I can do that. That's not bad. So that's
Yeah.
the thing.
That's becoming more and more like people are always like, oh, you can't have kids. You're 40. Or I'm like, why the fuck not? That's normal in Newport. Women start having their children late 30s, early 40s because we have stem cells. We have
It's still difficult, and that's
It
it still goes
it
against
is.
like majority
In
because
geriatric pregnancy.
because
too.
the issue with that is that like at 30, 90% of the eggs
Correct,
have
and I-
died, and at 40, then it
But
gets to be about
that's-
97%.
Well,
Correct,
I think
and-
at
but
any
that's
age
also-
is difficult because statistics show that 85% of women have fibroids, which
Yeah, but-
makes
Not
it
for my
difficult
baby
for
mama.
them to even get pregnant. So I don't
So
even think it
I
matters.
don't have
the
that problem.
age.
But the age is relevant. But you're right. A lot of women have it. But all this stuff you're talking about, normal women
Mm.
who eat a certain way, who have a lot of trauma, and not putting you out. You just mentioned that. What trauma gets stuck in the womb, and what happens is they develop, as she said, fibroids, all kinds of cysts, all kinds of cancer. And then you're right, it does make it challenging. So when you're talking about normal women, yes, I'm not a normal woman. I've already checked myself. I'm fertile as fuck. Like
There you
we
go.
could
That's
get
why my
pregnant right
grandma
now.
still had kids
Right
at
now?
40.
You
Right
hear that?
now.
We hear that? You guys get pregnant
Right
right
now.
now.
This is
I'm
evidence.
sorry,
This is
right now.
evidence.
That's-
This
that's-
is
that's
evidence.
Right now.
Look
Look
at these.
at
Look
this.
at these jeans.
Pregnant.
This is
Look
good.
at this. Pregnant right now.
Is this? Am I the baby of these two?
I
I really do look like
we
it,
do.
don't I?
Yes.
Family
Wow,
picture,
that was
everyone.
quick.
Mom, Dad, what's up? Yeah. So yes, you do want kids though.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely the idea of
You're just not
teaching-
gonna rush into it.
the idea of teaching my son to play tight end or to play quarterback or something like that is also a big thing for me. And the first time my grandfather explained to me how physics works, the idea of teaching my son quantum mechanics or something like that is just something I would very much look forward to. Or daughter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Hey, tight end. I play tight end too, bro. What's up? So do you want kids? You already got one,
Hey,
but do you
no,
want more?
I'm glad I got me a son, so my legacy can live on. And I'm kind of like her, where I don't want to have a son or another child until a mother is going to be there for the duration of the raising. Like I'm not having a kid until there's someone living in my house that's not going anywhere, that's going to be a mom, and we're going to live together and raise it together.
I love
Honestly,
that.
like
That's how I feel.
And
because
smoke weed
yeah.
together.
yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, since
That'd
I
be
have a
cool.
BM, that's how I feel too now. It's like the next time I have a kid, it's gonna be perfect because I already kind of messed up. Well, I
Yeah.
don't see it as a mistake, but I kind of made a
No.
mistake,
Yeah.
so I'm not gonna do it again.
Hey,
Uh,
Sergio,
But
before, we,
I knocked her up on the first day, so I got unlucky. What's
before we
up?
continue on with this show, everybody in the chat, if you'll go ahead and like the video for us,
Please
please.
subscribe and like, guys. All right.
You want to do super chats real quick?
Yeah. Let's do some super chats really quick. We got Don Juan. Plague is 0 first, and shout out to the Sartain Bros,
Hey,
man.
what's going on, man?
Yeah, shout out to you,
Weird.
Don Juan. What else we got? Love this panel. Shout out to Michael Sartain, one of them once. Rod,
Aw.
thank you for the 5,
Appreciate it.
Rod.
Thank you.
Don Juan Plague is 0 again with the 5. Here's $5 because Rolo's ideas are not only wrong and it's destructive instead of solving the actual problems, and he don't like to be questioned. Hey,
It's funny, Don, because
Hey.
I question him every day. In fact, I questioned him right before we came on here. In fact, he's watching the show right now, Don.
yeah. Well, hopefully he sees that and he'll argue
Yeah.
back. Go ahead. Michael, throwing them pennies on us. What's up, boy?
Hey,
Make it hail.
Make it hail.
All right, let's go, Pat. $2. Yeah, what's up? Oh yeah, another pennies on us. Let's go, baby.
Yes,
Making it rain every time.
awesome.
Michael Mitro, thank you, bro.
Wow.
Is that
Flex-
it?
Flexing on everyone.
that is it.
Yeah, that is it. All right, so the next question is pretty fun considering that we have a sexpert here. What's y'all's kinks? We want to know like your sexual kinks, man. We're gonna start with you this time, bro.
Oh, dang! I need to think about this for a second. Man, I'm pretty.
Vanilla?
Yeah,
No
I
foot in
am.
the mouth?
As long as there's weed.
I like having sex, and honestly, just having sex in different positions is enough for me. And when we start adding extra like tools and sayings, costumes, it's distracting. I'm like, I like your whole vagina just like this. I don't need to put a costume on it or pretend that it's something besides a vagina or that we're not having sex. Like it's good. It's very stimulating as it is.
He's
Like,
organic.
that's-
How do I
I
get
like
an
it
A in this
just like
class,
that.
Professor?
I like
What do I have to
just
do?
like it
What do I
is.
have to suck on?
the old-fashioned way.
He likes his women and weed organic.
Yes, exactly.
What about you, bro? What's your kink?
So I have the opposite problem. You guys have probably seen this. Like I really like fake boobs and I like multiple women at the same. Sorry, honey, if you're watching this, but like I like that's just those are the two kinks that I've got used to living in Vegas.
Yeah. If you live in
Imagine
Vegas,
that.
Yeah.
Fake boobs in Vegas. No.
Yeah. What's your kinks? The sexpert.
Oh man. Let's see. I'm trying to think of something that's like good for this show that we can talk about.
The 11-inch eggplant. Is that what the
11
next
inch.
kink is?
Yeah.
There you go.
No, I'd say for me, like my kink is more like I'm gonna go the other way. My kink is like stuff people don't do. It's like yab yum. It's a tantric meditation. It's like taking two people and literally turning them into one person through sex and through meditation and through visualization, and it's like reaching higher states of consciousness while you're having sex. That's my kink because nobody fucking does that shit. And a man that holds his semen and doesn't ejaculate, that's another kink for me. So if you don't ejaculate, I'm with it.
You're looking for that guy from oh man, I can't even think of the movie whenever he did that, but he was like all guru as hell trying to get better at sex. I can't think of the damn
Think
movie.
about couples
sex
retreat.
guru?
Oh,
You Russell Brand. or
Russell
whatever?
Brand?
Yeah.
He was
Well, yeah, that
hilarious.
works too. So what's your kink?
Can you explain to me what a kink is? Because I'm probably the lamest person up here.
Hair pulling, foot in the mouth, pissed on.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like
Nah.
I'm just thinking of the weird ones, but just
Uh,
kink. Like, what do you like? He like when he whispers in your ear, breathing on the thigh. Is there certain things that are
Breathing
just
on
like
the thigh.
Pretending to be the mailman. Is that what?
pretending to be the milk? Dress up.
I don't really have.
Be the mailman?
I don't know. I don't really have anything like that. I guess as long as it's passion. I've been celibate for over a year now. So sex just really doesn't move me like that. But I guess if it's passionate, then that's what's up.
Celibate for a year though.
Mid coitus consent.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Mid coitus consent asking. I hear like
Asking him
I
right when they're about to.
heard of that on
Or in the
another
middle.
podcast. That was a new thing for me.
Yeah, no, that was crazy that
Mid-
girl said that
turns
shit.
you on like mid coitus permission.
I would never
asking.
talk to that girl again if she
Yeah.
made
What
me
does
do
that
that.
mean?
So like while you're actually already having sex with her, you're like, hey, is it cool that we keep going on and
Is
having
this
sex?
okay?
Oh,
I'm
oh
leaving.
my
God.
Are you
You
still-
probably would piss me off asking me that. 'Cause I mean, I thought that's what we
I-
were doing.
I thought
What
the
do we-
girls, the girls asked, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
No. She wants the guy to ask. That's what
Oh, got
on
it,
that
got it,
episode.
yeah.
She wanted her
Well,
boyfriends
do-
to always
do-
ask.
do you
that.
know what
Yeah,
that-
like
that
every
may- that
step,
may-
every stroke.
that-
It's like, is this okay?
That might come from like sexual trauma. Like she may have been.
Yeah, it felt like
Wait,
that.
the
It felt
girl,
like that.
the
It
girl
did.
is asking
Oh,
him
wow.
if they can continue.
Yeah,
No,
this
she's
was on
like,
my
that's
first
her
episode
kink.
with Pearl. On
That's
my
her
first
kink.
episode with Pearl, there was a girl that was saying that she had a bunch of younger men that she was sleeping with, and they would all give or ask for consent while having sex with her.
No, that's like a
Mid-coitus
dom
consent.
submissive thing.
Oh, she was crazy.
Nah,
Trust
I
me.
think
She
that's
was
what
just
it is.
capping.
Yeah, she was
Oh,
capping.
okay.
What's your kink?
I would say words of affirmation. Like, just tell me how much.
Tell you everything you want to hear. All those
Yeah.
nasty words.
Yeah.
Oh,
What's
girl,
your
you're
kink?
cooking so good. Damn, girl. Come here in the bathroom. Your cooking is so good.
Your
girl.
cooking is-
Oh my god, I love that toenail color that you got on, girl. Yes.
Compliments your
Look at
skin.
that. Oh my god, that credit score. Give me some of that, girl. That credit score.
Crazy.
I love a working woman.
For me, I mean, you already know. I think like I guess it would be passion. Choke, spit, bite. Let's go.
See, that's a whole nother level.
Rough sex.
Honestly.
50
Yeah,
Shades.
not too rough though. Like don't kill me, but
Listen, I'm gonna just be honest with you. I cannot believe the divergence in what women have asked me to do throughout. I'm 45 years old,
Mhm.
and how many women are like, if you touch my neck, I'm gonna kill you, and the other one's like, choke me until I pass out.
You're
I,
so
Yeah.
right,
I
dude.
cannot possibly
It
express
goes
It's a
either way.
50-50 split.
I cannot
goes either
possibly
way.
express to you how many times I've had a woman tell me, if you do X, I will fucking kill you. And the next woman being like, I want that X thing that other girl hated. I want that all the time, every time, all the fucking time. It's crazy. And so as a man, the divergence is so, again, the book Why Women Have Sex by David Buss and Sydney Messon, there's 237 reasons why women have sex. And so it's just madness. Like from a man's standpoint, we just don't know sometimes. Like when
you should ask.
you know, but you do ask. And then the other ones, dude, I straight up had a girl be like, I need to feel like you're going to kill me when we're going to have sex. I'm like, what?
I work with
I wouldn't have sex
Sterling,
with her.
you know, Cooper.
Sterling Cooper,
And we did a live last night actually on my feed. And he said, you saw it? It was fun. And he said the same thing. Like,
Yeah.
he's like, I've had girls that I'm literally like, dude, I think I'm going to kill them. Like,
Yeah, no,
delete them.
I've had girls
And
where,
he's
where I
like-
was like, if
It's
you
like a
had
turn
someone,
off to me sometimes.
if
I'm
some-
like, I can't concentrate while
if-
I'm catching a felony over here. Like,
if you had walked in on us, you'd be calling the cops. Like, and that's what she wanted.
That's what she
And literally,
wanted.
like anything short of that,
I know.
she would have gotten turned off,
You're a
took her
beta.
close off, and
Yeah.
fucking
And
left.
left.
It's crazy the kind of stuff.
There's
that
a
is man.
whole
Same
reason.
character.
It's
We
also-
can talk about that.
It's also biology too. It's crazy because every vagina is different. So
Yes.
some the clit is more thing. Some of them their clit is so big that they can feel inside, like stimulation, like from the inside
Yeah.
towards the clit. Some of them can't at all. You have to study every vagina because
you have
each
to
one of them is
study
completely
each-
different,
very
and you have to do
temperamental.
completely different things to each one of them. It's
That's
fucking
true.
crazy.
It's an
You
art
guys
form.
have it hard.
it's an
And
art form.
because
Yeah.
you guys literally have to, like, you'll get with one girl and you get her body and you learn. And remember,
Mhm.
70% only women only orgasm through clitoral stimulation. That
Mhm.
means no penetration. About 30% are inorgasmic. They do not orgasm at all. Not with their hand, not with a toy, not with your lingam, nothing. So then you get a girl and you're like, okay, I made her orgasm. Great. And you learned her body, you learned what she likes. Then you get girl B, and then you're like, this is totally, and then you go back to girl A and it's a different time of the month and her cervix has dropped. Her uterus is in a different position. Now her G spot isn't in the same area because like it is. Guys have
It's
it
way deeper.
really hard, like
Yeah.
hard.
What
Pun
did Missy
intended.
Elliott
John-
say?
No,
Yeah.
you want to know
Mysterious.
something funny? So the G spot is actually the Grafenberg spot. It's named after a German.
I know who it
yeah,
is.
it's a-
We don't like that though. We say the goddess spot.
So anyways, the German scientist. The thing is, there is no. Do you know in science there is no conclusive.
they don't.
They don't even
acknowledge
believe it
that.
exists.
I
They don't even
know.
acknowledge that the
Yeah.
Grafenberg spot exists.
I know.
Let me tell you unequivocally, without any
It fucking
without
does
any doubt
exist.
whatsoever, if any scientists out there watching, I will swear on a stack of Bibles, there is such thing as a Grafenberg spot.
exists.
It is extremely real, and every woman I've ever seen in my entire life has one, and it's ridiculous that they still don't even acknowledge
They
that it
don't
exists.
acknowledge it.
And the position of it has so much to do with whether or not they have an orgasm. Some girls are like, I've never had an orgasm before in my life. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I know what's going on here. And then you find out, oh, it's back there at the bottom of the oil well. You know what I'm saying?
It's just in different places.
Or it's a really small clitoris, so then
Yeah.
so their clitoris can't affect the G spot as much.
yeah. But for men, it's just like really, it's just kind of one thing for all of
guys
us.
really
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
to like
Not-
do
No,
your
it's not,
homework.
but the things that get us off, it's just kind of like
Oh, it's
one,
the same.
one thing for all of us.
It's the
Oh,
same.
the wind blows, time for a hard on. It's
Is
like
it?
it's very yeah, right.
It's
for
the
women,
same
it's
how
very
you
different.
finish. It's the same. It's like everything.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom now, so you're gonna take over, bro.
Okay.
I'm gonna you start right
Which
there
one?
with that question and make sure it just goes all the way.
Oh, see,
around.
no,
Oh,
he
shit.
didn't go to the bathroom. He just wanted me to throw me this goddamn
I
question.
did,
Like,
I did.
Here we go. Okay,
Oh.
this is rough. Okay, we ready? Oh, the producer, it's Michael, right? Who's
Oh,
the producer?
I got you.
Okay,
I got
cool,
you.
cool. Here we go. All right, here we go. We drank a lot of water here. All right, the first one here.
Me too.
I have to pee too all of a sudden.
All right, go pee and hurry and back. Come back. All right, ladies. Screw this guy. What's your body count? That's what he wanted me to ask you.
Oh
He did this on purpose. So you wanted to say your body count?
No.
No.
Good girl. Good girl.
Can you give us an estimation?
Is it
Basketball
the lower
team,
50s or the higher 50s?
Football
I'm
team.
right.
Guys,
I'm
stop
right. I'm
that.
right.
Whoever-
I'm
Tell
right
us,
in
tell us, tell us.
between Virgin, Mary, and about 10. Like right in between.
Right in between
You
them.
know, nothing
Okay,
too
so
crazy.
we're gonna
Good number.
play this game. If you
I
don't want to
like
say
that.
how much, we could say if each body was $1, how much? What could you buy with your
I wanna play that game.
with your body
Oh,
count?
McDonald's.
Okay, you got some McDonald's,
Yeah.
like McDonald's back in 1985.
They're
Right?
like the dollar menu. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
So what's your body count?
1985.
By the way, shout out to Fresh and Fit. I'm
So you ain't trying to get a 4 for 4?
You probably
That's
couldn't even
Wendy's.
afford that. You
That's
probably
Wendy's.
couldn't even.
I'm blatantly stealing their bit here, but yes, that's what we're doing here. Oh, what's your body count? I can't believe I'm asking this.
Do I have to give the exact number?
No, just what could you buy?
Lip gloss
You buy some lip gloss?
From
With,
the
like,
beauty
expensive
supply
lip-
store.
from Sephora.
From support.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
that's
how
a
much?
good
How
one.
much is the lip gloss? Anybody?
Like
Sephora's
$24?
about 20,
20
24,
okay,
yeah.
that's okay. Gotcha.
In there somewhere.
In there
That's a
somewhere.
good. That's a good lip gloss though. Sephora's got good stuff.
What could we buy here? Like parking on
No,
the
I
side of the
just-
road?
I don't know
Celibate. She's
the
a
number,
virgin.
but I would definitely say under 20. I don't know the number. but-
Okay,
And you already know my answer, darling.
I don't.
I'm not going to say.
Oh, you're not gonna say?
A woman never reveals her body count because one is too many for most men. Not for all men, but for most men. Because they just
Why is it
vision you.
relevant?
They envision you like
Hey, this is a
being,
great.
got, like,
This is
a
a great
balance.
question. The
Yeah, it
reason
is.
the reason why is because as men we do look at your past, no
That's
matter
true.
how much we want to
That's
try to
correct. Oh.
and as women you will look at our future. The other thing is the statistics do bear out that as women have more sexual partners, it becomes much more difficult for them to want to stay with one guy sexually for the long term. The other thing is,
That is
when we go back to the thing, as a woman makes 100,000 150,000. Now think about this, she's had multiple partners, this partner is not satisfying her, and she makes $150,000 a year. Her ability to leave is so
and
high.
take the kids and make you pay.
That's exactly right. And so because that's the thing that men become afraid of at that point. It's like, and then the third issue
another
that
man raising their
yeah,
kids.
the third issue that you have to deal with is that there's another group of 22-year-olds every day,
That's
and
right.
and those 22-year-olds do not have that high body count, and because of that, they don't have a body count as high,
today.
right? And because they don't, then that's the other option that you have to compete with. And those 22-year-old women are not looking for 22-year-old men; they're looking for 45-year-old men, and then that becomes
But
issue. Does that make
Mama
sense?
Melf is looking for 25 and 26-year-old men that are above 6'5". So, and I get them, by the way. For those of you all that say it's a pipe dream, my last several guys I dated were all that height. Thank you.
Period, Pooh.
So it's possible, guys. How many
It
did you
is.
ask the body count to already?
Those three, right?
Everyone.
Those
All,
four.
all
Can I
four?
ask their body count? What is your body
Yeah,
count?
yeah, yeah.
It doesn't
Yeah, go
matter
ahead.
for guys.
Okay, so
Yeah.
here's the thing.
Explain.
Because of my coaching program, I can't say. Because
Okay.
here's the reason why. If I do, we had a discussion about this before. If I do, because I am not a pickup coach, I'm not a dating coach. I teach a networking program. As soon as I say my body count, then from that point on, there's going to be fucking articles written about this.
That's right.
And I'm going to get compared to every RSD coach, all these other coaches and shit like that. And I'm not doing that.
Okay,
The-
well, Skippy,
the-
what about your
the answer's,
brother?
the answer's enough.
We know
I'd say
him.
I'm like a pair of Air
See,
Max.
these two right here.
What about your brother?
Pair of
Love
Air Max.
connection.
Air
Love
Max.
Pair Air Max?
connection.
Yeah, I know
Okay,
Air
so like
Max.
$95.
It's about an Air
Oh
Max.
wait,
I
are
mean,
these
they're
are
on
these big
sale.
kids?
They're
Oh,
on
they're on
sale.
sale.
They're
on
like,
sale.
they're like at the
Oh, okay,
online.
so like 69.
you know?
Say like $50.
Yeah,
But
somewhere around.
remember,
Let's
men
go.
always
Let's go around there.
men always inflate and women always subtract. That's how it goes.
Okay.
So I got a
Gotcha.
question for the ladies, real quick, in reference to body count. So I noticed each one of you did not want to give your body count, and deep down inside, is it because
Deep
you know
down.
your value is based off of your body count, or your body count dictates your value, which is why you won't put it out there?
I didn't mind giving it. I was just like, dang, like I don't know. I'm supposed to think of like all this stuff. I don't know, like buy something from McDonald's. That's it.
So for the question's sake, do you think that if you were to
Is
give
your
it out,
value based?
Absolutely.
How many people
Thank
have
you.
that?
Absolutely.
Whoever answered that.
Um,
So I
deserves
think
a
that-
Chauncey didn't
prize.
ask the
So-
question last time.
So no, I have a question.
Absolutely.
So you guys understand that men do care, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, now let me ask you
I
something.
hear you.
Do you think that men care and it is genetic, or do you think it's cultural?
Cultural.
It's culture. I think.
Culture.
Well, it could be both. It's
No,
a,
the answer is unequivocally genetic. And the reason why we know this is in 1989, Dr. David Buss does a survey of 37
this.
different cultures. And all these cultures, some of these cultures had never seen Western television. We're
Mm-hmm.
talking about Aboriginal people who live in the center of Australia. We're talking about people who live in the Andes Mountains. We're talking about people who live in Papua New Guinea, had no contact whatsoever with any Western culture. No billboards, no magazines, no television shows, no movies. And even in every single one of those cultures, without exception, yes, women with lower body counts were more higher perceived in some cases, in some of these cultures, virginity as well. Like the Chinese, they cared more about a woman's lower body count. These cultures had nothing to do with each other. They were not exposed to Western culture. And this study was replicated several other times. It is 100% genetic. It is not cultural.
But there's also studies that the history of sex is a really good book, and they go back into like the histories of women sleeping with men sleeping with women, poly, all the thing. And they say that there were studies that were done, and there was very scientific, that every time a woman sleeps with a man, there's a little bit of a part of that man that
Mhm.
stays within that woman, and so it messes up when the
I
man.
mean, maybe psychologically. I don't know.
I'll
Talking about biologically?
yeah, I'm
I've
gonna give
heard
you the
that
book.
too.
I'd love to
I've
know.
heard that too.
It's-
I know.
This
And
book is
spiritually.
insane. And then it talks about men, like them wrapping their head around that, having kids with a woman that's had multiple. I mean, it's called The History of Sex, and it's a very scientific book. I think you'd actually dig it. So I do think it is cultural or genetic as well. But this is a real thing. However, I want to argue with everyone and what they're saying, that yes, body count does matter, which is why I would never reveal, because one is too many. Same as you, I'm in a very different industry.
I think you're at one though, right? Because you're
I'm
a
at-
kid.
I'm
So
at
one.
one.
We're at one.
There we
Okay,
go.
good.
Who's
Body
that
count.
one?
Shiva, God. But the other thing is, I do believe, and I've seen this happen multiple times, that if a man really loves you, he will overlook your body count and your past.
That's what I was about to say.
No, no,
I
I
see
agree.
hoes
I-
get
I-
wiped
a
up
thousand
every
Agree,
day.
agree, agree.
I know some of them.
But here's the problem. The guys who are doing that, they are not as high status. I know you think they are just because they might be rappers, what they're called blue pill betas. These guys, maybe they're professional athletes, whatever, marrying a porn star. The problem is then
Shout out Russell Wilson.
Yeah, shout out Russell. Oh, that's fucked up. That is fucked up. But like, what's it, Mikey, the guy from Impulsive who got with Lana Rhoades. Like there was just a nightmare waiting to happen after that whole situation. And I'm sure she'll take no blame for it. But the reality of this situation is, you can find those guys, and I know several. I have several clients. I have one of my clients who was married to one of the biggest porn stars in the world, and then
I know who you're talking
the
about.
end was a disaster. The end was a complete disaster. The problem is, while some guys may not care, and you're correct, there will be men who will wife you up. The issue in these situations is, if you guys were to meet some of these guys, you'd be like, I'm not really attracted to them. There's something off. There's something like, dude, there's something wrong with Russell Wilson. I'm just going to be the one who says,
Simps.
yeah, there is
Simps.
definitely
It's
something
like,
wrong.
oh, really?
There's just usually
It's
simps.
okay, cool.
Now I want to know, have you had sex on the first date? We're gonna start with you.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Have you had sex on the
Yeah,
first date? Have you had
absolutely.
sex on the first date?
Not at all.
Not at all. You had sex on the first
I again am not going to speak about this.
date. That's fine. Have you had sex on the first date?
Unfortunately, I've been been manipulated into
women have tricked you
tricked
into
me.
having.
I was like, what is this
I
hole?
mean,
What is? I thought this was the bathroom. What is this?
I mean, it's like
yeah, it's pretty much the definition of a date.
okay.
Oh,
Alright.
with weed involved as well.
And it doesn't have to be weed as long as there's sex on the first day. I'm
Really?
satisfied. I
Okay.
get something
And
on
then
the
now
first day.
that you're dating now, how many days do you make a guy wait to have sex with you?
I wouldn't say like make a guy wait. It just depends. Like if I want to do it, I'm gonna do it. If I don't want to do it, I'm not gonna do it.
So you'll still do a first date again?
If I want to
Yeah.
do it.
I would say same. If I like him and like the chemistry and like everything's good, I mean, you really don't gotta wait.
Okay.
But yeah,
How long do you want guys to wait?
Honestly, it's not about how long, it's the comfort level.
that-
All my life I've been in long-term relationships. That's why I really haven't even slept with that very many people. And so I have to be very comfortable with you in my space and all of that. So sometimes it could take a month, it could take 2, it
If
could
you
take
if you're
3,
gonna
it could be-
average it out, where would you say? You think it'd be like 1.5 months, somewhere around there?
Yeah, probably so.
Okay, got it.
Mhm.
I like to ask because, well, y'all were both. I liked both y'all's answers a lot because I like to know, have you had sex with somebody on the first date? Yes. Are you gonna keep doing that? Because guys hate it whenever y'all have let guys in on the first date, but then you're gonna make some other guy wait 30 or 60 or 90 days. But y'all are both very congruent. And you keep doing the same thing, and that's good. I think you have genuine desire for those people. So I like to bring up the people that you have sex with on the first date. You usually have burning genuine desire for them. So I'm just proud that y'all are both honest with each other about it, at least.
Oh, look at you, proud papa.
Yeah, I am. Well, because you'd be surprised how many women will lie about it, though, and or they'll be like, yes, I've had sex on the first date, and I ask them, well, how long do you make guys wait now? And they're like, 60 days. It's like, well, you didn't let Shatter Tyrone wait 60 days. Like, it doesn't make no sense.
Hold on. Do you guys understand? Like, I just want you to think, like, for me, I have boundaries around my life. This is one of the things you learn when you turn 40. You know exactly what you want all the time, right? So now one of the boundaries that I would create is I treat my employees that do well better, and my employees that don't do as well, I try to encourage them. But if they keep not doing well, then they leave the company. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's the world I build around me. People who treat me, I reward good behavior, and I punish. I hate to say the word punish, but I do punish bad behavior. Now, in a relationship, and I want you guys to think about this. I hook one of you guys up. You've had trouble meeting a man, and I introduce you to a cardiologist, and this guy's fumbling. He's been divorced. This guy has, like, he's just not that sophisticated, but he makes about $350,000 a year. He would probably never cheat on you. He's incredible, but he is boring as shit on the first date because he hasn't been on a first date since his wife died. Okay. And he's just really boring. And you come back to your friends afterwards, and you're like, man, that guy was awesome, but I was just kind of bored. And you go fuck your toxic ex that night.
Yeah.
Do you understand that when you do that, you make the world 1% worse because you are rewarding the bad behavior of the toxic ex while punishing the man who was chivalrous. Do you understand?
Right.
And so when you do that, now I want you to multiply what I just talked about by that, but the 330 million people that live in this country and the 7.7 billion people that live on this planet, and then think about that over and over again. And if you do that mathematics, you start to see these people who do the toxic things start getting ahead, and the people who do the chivalrous things start falling behind. And what do you know? Let's look on Instagram. What the fuck? It turns out that's exactly what we see. You see what I'm saying?
I always say this to my friends. I'm like, these dirty, nasty hoes keep winning.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, I mean,
they keep
there is no
accepting
karma.
these
Yeah,
things.
for sure.
Well,
There's no karma.
The
And
thing is that,
progressing these other men forward. It's like they should not even be progressing.
but the thing is that most women won't. And I admitted this on the Fresh and Fit, so I'll admit it now. Is like in past, I would date the guy I liked, and I wanted him to think like, oh, this is the girl, and she's a good girl, and all that stuff. But I wouldn't sleep with him because I didn't want him to think I was slutty. I was easy. But then I would be sleeping with someone else. Not even the ex, but just someone that I sleep with. That was our arrangement. And women do this. They just won't admit it.
Yeah, it's but the thing is, listen, I know you're never going to admit it or whatever,
Yeah.
but the point is, when you do that, you are
absolutely.
adding value. Like the guy who is toxic, you understand? He
Right.
think this strategy is fucking
good.
working.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
working.
I'm gonna
I was
try
just
it
sitting at home
again.
playing PS5. I'm sorry, I've been that guy. I'm sitting at home playing PS5. A girl texts me, "This date sucks. Can I come over?" And I'm like, "Okay, I'm not going to say no."
What are you gonna say? No.
What I'm going to say
sorry,
no
I have
is like,
boundaries.
wait, so like the guy bought you a bunch of shoes, okay? He took you to a really expensive
Five-star
restaurant.
dinner.
He got you a bunch of stuff. He Venmoed you a lot of money. Now you're leaving to come have sex with me. Like, I'm not going to stop you, but in the end, I'm like, this guy is being punished for his behavior, and I'm being rewarded for my behavior. And you make the world. You understand? Guys are 99%. Andrew Tate said it correctly. 99% of men are simps. You're making the world in the formation of what you will accept. Does that make sense? That's
Yeah.
sort of the foundation. I don't believe in MGTOW, but that's sort of the belief about MGTOW, which is that we all pull our penises out of the sexual marketplace and women will behave.
But that's not going to
Idiots.
happen
Of course
because
it is.
men
It's
think
not gonna happen.
men
No
think
one's
with their
gonna pull
eggplant,
that.
and men are actually pretty formidable when it comes to sex. Like men cannot say no to sex. Like you
It's
said,
hard. You say
you-
you say no to ratchet pussy.
Yeah,
you
I-
were
That's
sitting
what
there
I was
playing
saying.
PS, and if a girl
Juicy J can't.
and if a girl comes over or says she's going to come over, you're not going to be like, I have a boundary. No, thank you.
Okay,
You're
that-
gonna-
I have
it
before, but
it
it's
depends.
That's
really hard.
very
It's
fucking
very
rare.
Yeah,
rare.
it has
no.
to do with the original thing. We had a
Exactly.
discussion before about can men and women be platonic friends. If the man has enough abundance, he can be platonic friends. If the man does not have enough abundance, then he can't.
Yep.
Yeah, I
What
definitely
do
said.
you mean
I definitely said no.
abundant? I'm not
Like
understanding.
if a guy is having sex on a regular basis and has
Oh,
multiple
well-
other women chasing after him, and then there's this girl who's like his like does his hair. It's like, am I gonna go fuck this girl, screw up
And
my
screw
my
up the working
screw up the
relationship.
relationship
My
here,
hair?
or like
Yeah,
this,
like-
or like this girl who like lets me on stage at the VIP at the club. Am I gonna
No.
go sleep with her and then
no, and then
fuck that
fuck
up?
it up because she gets her feelings. Of
Exactly.
course.
Exactly. So there's, but
That's
only
the
for-
only exception, though,
No,
because
the-
underlying men are there's always a sexual attraction, the polarity, and ultimately men want to fuck you.
I just
See,
there's enough
I-
there's enough women out there that some men don't find attractive that I don't think that's always the case. Like
If
there's
it was handed in your lap,
I fe-
especially for guys
I-
that don't have options that aren't
yeah,
high value.
I've said no.
Well, the guys with
But
no
you
options.
are
the guy with no
anomaly,
options.
my
I've said
dear.
no
Yeah,
to
no.
several
Just
women.
the
You're
guys
an
with no
anomaly.
options.
You're doing bikini stuff, and you've got threesomes happening every night. Come on, of course you're gonna
Not
pass
every
up
night,
the.
honey. Not every night.
Sorry,
Not every
sorry.
night.
You're gonna pass up the fives. You're gonna be like, nah, I got a baddie last night.
Yeah,
Two
well,
of them, three.
I think a lot. I think so. Basically, let's say 1.5 standard deviations, 84, 16. I think that top 16% of men are going to say no to women that do not meet their standards physically, and the other 84% of men will. Like, listen, if you're enlisted,
Correct.
if you're enlisted in the U.S. Army, 18 to 80, blind, crippling, crazy. That's the rule, right?
Mhm.
But for other people, it might be different. So.
yeah, I agree with you.
No, I
on that.
agree. And we'll go back to what we said before. We friend zone the girls. We don't get friend zone. That's
Yes.
that's the difference.
Yeah, you got to
That's
friend
true.
on them first.
Yeah.
This is a new question I got for y'all
Can I
Can I
tonight.
just
Before we
chime in
continue-
really quick, if you don't mind?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is for the people in the comments because I see a lot of you are saying that I'm capping about not having sex on the first date. I would like for you all to explain to me why is it hard for you to believe that a woman would not have sex on the first date? I would like for you to explain that. I feel like we're in a time where this world is so sexualized that yeah, a lot of people do that, but not everybody does that.
So
I
I
don't-
believe
I don't
you if you've
want-
done it from the start.
I don't want
Like,
STDs. I'm not sucking dick on the first date. We not fucking on the first date. What do I have to lie for? Like, who gonna beat my ass? Who's gonna do what? Nobody does anything for me. Nobody pays my bills. I do it what I want when I want. And if I don't want to have sex on the first date, I'm not. So y'all really need to get that out of your mind because that's the problem that we
She's-
have now.
She's also faith based, so that plays a lot into
Thank
it
you.
as well. And
Thank
so,
you very much.
You know,
you also got to understand though, the reason why every guy thinks women are lying about it is because a lot of
Women
women
do
do
lie
lie
about
about it. So if it
okay,
wasn't
baby,
for
but not this one because I feel like most
then you
men,
can be accepted
y'all
to the
have
rule.
thousands of a body account. So if I got 100, baby, I don't give a damn. It
Hey, hold
it
on.
don't compare to what
Do
you
you think
have.
100?
Oh.
Do you think a guy with a yeah? Why don't you?
No,
go ahead.
Here's the question. The average North
And
American.
actually, who's asking that?
They
I'm
don't.
35 years old.
they
Not
don't-
one man has ever asked me what my body
Here
count
we go.
is.
So-
Yeah, because
They-
most
they
men
should.
don't want to
They
know.
should.
Asking
Most men
that.
don't
Let
want
me
to
ask
know.
you guys a question. The average North American male has had how many sexual partners?
oh, not very many. The
Oh, look,
average.
you know too.
Okay,
You know
all
too
right,
much.
all right.
Yeah,
How many? How many would you guys guess?
Honestly, I have no clue.
12.
12. Keep going. Anybody else have a guess?
I would say like 20.
20. You have a guess?
Average American?
I don't know.
No.
The answer is 7.
I was gonna
And a third of men have had zero
Zero
sexual
sex.
partners in the last year.
And they're
So-
in that 20, 25.
So I want you to consider this is to her point. So from 0 to 33, we're at 0. Okay. Then we get up to 7 at around 50% because that's the mean, right? We're at
Mhm.
7. Then when we get up into the top 20%, we're talking 500. When we get in the top
Oh, yeah.
10%, we're talking 1,400.
Yeah.
The body count for men goes like this. Nothing. This is the fucking cashier at Walmart, right? This is the guy.
Best Buy, like I was
Yeah,
saying on
this is the guy
Cooper's
best- This is the guy giving you your food at Jack in the Box right here. Okay. And then we go a few guys have been married, blah, blah, blah. And then goes whoop, just like flies up here. And now we're at like Dan Bilzerian and Hugh Hefner. Do you understand what I'm saying? So like, it's not normally for women, it is way more normally distributed. For men, it is very much a hockey stick as far as there's a few men at the top. Now here's the problem. This is why this is confusing because those are the only guys you see.
That's right.
The 5'5" Filipino guy who was your cashier, you didn't fucking see him.
Wow.
You didn't even see
You're
that he
right.
exists. And that's the reason why. So if you like, a lot of times when I tell this to women, they don't believe me. Then I
No,
take them
I
to
believe
Walmart
it.
and I'm like, you see that guy stalking? Like, you see that guy stalking the shelves? Like, who's he fucking? And you're like,
Nobody.
oh my God, nobody. And
His
you just
hand,
don't,
his hand.
you just don't think about it. And that's essentially what happens.
Wow.
And then so now we have this third of men who had 0 sexual partners. And then all of a sudden,
That are in their
12,
20s.
hold on, there's 12 billion searches on 12 billion individual hashtags used of a certain individual's name on TikTok. And then he becomes the most Googled person in the world. And you wonder why this happened. Women are
Yeah.
like so baffled. Why did Andrew Tate become so popular? And it was because he spoke specifically to that guy stalking those shelves. He spoke specifically, he was sitting there listening to women that he thought were attractive say there are no good men out there when he has never cheated before. And then he's in this situation. But the problem is he is working at Jack in the Box.
Yeah.
And so the supply and demand curves don't meet. And
Yeah.
so that's essentially what happens. But whenever Vegas is way worse than here. In
Way
Vegas,
worse.
all the guys that are there are 6'3" male models and VIP hosts who strip at
They
Men of
strip.
Sapphires on the side and have body counts in the thousands. And when I tell women how many girls do you think the guys ever slept with? Oh, they're like, at least 200. Every guy's been with like 200. Like 200?
That's nothing.
200, bro. That's not even close to
That
being
wasn't
true.
even in the summer.
Yeah.
But this brings me back to the point that I said in the beginning about cheating, that we are again sleeping with that small portion
Yes.
of men, and all the women are fucking them. So you are sharing your men, and all the women that say I'm insecure and that I have no respect for staying with a man or wanting to stay with a man that would exercise his options, as we say, you guys are just delusional because you're getting cheated on. You just don't know it.
They just lie to you.
Well, they live in denial, and
Yeah.
the guys are either good at hiding it, or they're like, oh, my man would never step out. But statistics don't lie, right? Numbers don't lie. And we know that most of these guys aren't in their 20s. Just imagine guys in their 20s aren't getting laid. That's when you're supposed to be like,
Yeah,
fucking.
for sure. Yeah.
But they're not, because they
But-
don't have the accessibility.
By the way, if you were to look at the chart, and I wish we could pull it up here, you would see what happens in the summer that the iPhone comes out, which is like 07. You'll see that is the bottom of the chart where the least number of men are not having sex, and it just goes up like this. The chart, it goes up like this to where it goes from like, we're talking 11% up to 28%,
Yep.
then 33% from 2007.
In a decade, yeah.
Yeah, it's just madness how fast. For women, barely goes up. Not barely, it goes from maybe 12% to like 14, 16% of women are not having sex. So the number of women not having sex doesn't arise that much. The number of men not having sex skyrockets because of the iPhone. Because what the iPhone did and what social media did, it did not make it easier for men to have sex with women. It made it easier for a small group of men to have sex with
a
all
lot
of the women.
of women.
And the other thing is, there is no Dallas dating scene anymore. There is no Wichita dating scene anymore. There is no Des Moines dating scene anymore. There is no Sacramento dating scene anymore. There's one massive dating
That's
scene.
right.
And the prettiest girls in every dating scene end up at the Maxim party next to me on the red carpet because I see them, or they end up at the Playboy Mansion, or they end up at the Ignite party, or whatever. It is one global dating
That's
scene now.
true.
And this is what makes it so problematic.
Instagram.
Like, do you know how many girls I know? There's like, Tyga slipped in my DMs. I'm like, Tyga must do nothing in his life except slide in DMs.
Yeah.
The number of girls, dude, all my life, I was sitting next to this girl on the bed, and we're talking, and she gets a message, and I look at it. It's from fucking Champagne Poppy, and I see the fucking blue check mark, and I'm like, Drake. Then she stayed with me that night, but I'm like, I gotta fuck with Drake. Like, I gotta compete with Drake. Are you kidding me? Drake, what the fuck, dude? Like, I'm like seriously, like, I dodged the bullet, but there's still bullets flying at my
That's true.
head in my relationship.
It's true.
And another thing, this is really important. It is not other men's responsibility to not hit on you. You guys are attractive.
That's right.
Other men are going to hit on you. It is your responsibility to keep a boundary around specifically your boobs, your butt, and your nipples.
That's right.
For other men to not touch them. And
Correct.
if that doesn't happen, if that becomes an issue, and for a lot of women that is a big issue, then for me it's just a boundary where I say, hey, listen. And by the way, there's never any emotion in it. As soon as you do something outside the bounds of our relationship, the relationship's over. I'm not breaking up with you. It's an if-then statement, like in programming. As soon as you step across that line, the relationship is immediately over. Does that make sense? There's no transition to where I break up with you. We're just done then.
Because
Does that make
you
sense?
violated like a bylaw
That's
in
exactly
the
right.
beginning.
The boundaries are the key for everything for both men and women. It is the absolute unassailable boundaries that you will not tolerate, you will not negotiate.
That's why the high value woman is the most endangered species on the planet. It's because I think that she doesn't really exist anymore. Everyone wants to say they're high value, but what are you bringing to a man? And I know this sucks for women because it's hard for us to really take that in, that we're a dime a dozen. It really is. Trust me, it's shitty. Especially, you look in the mirror and you're like, damn, like you said, it's a giant big cesspool of hotties ending up with the men that we all want to fuck, we all want to be with. That's why I say, if your man cheats and he's providing for you, you have children, he's doing something good, you have to stay with him, because you're gonna go out into that cesspool of people, 20-year-old models at your Maxim parties that are getting texts from Drake, and you think, I'm high value, I deserve to have a man that's going to take care of me and not cheat on me. No, you don't. You don't. The world has changed too much. It just doesn't exist like that anymore, Michael.
So the problem is Beyonce got cheated on.
That's
I just don't like. I don't know how else to explain it. It's like there is no like upper level to where. And again, I'm not excusing men for cheating. The problem with cheating is the lying. To me,
that's right.
The problem, like the thing is, for me, in every relationship I've been in, I'll be like, hey, I am not ready for exclusive monogamy. I'm fine with polygyny, not polyamory. I'm not fine with polyamory, but polygyny, where it's multiple women and one guy, and we can go meet women together. That's fine. But like in those situations, I'm telling the truth. The problem is the lying.
The lying.
The problem is the lying. That is the ultimate issue. But yeah, I mean, going back to what you said before, like when you get to these situations with those type of men, you're going to find that it becomes more and more difficult for the guys to not be in that stratification. And it gets worse every year because, like I said before, the guys that are at the top, like it's not, you don't get like a little bit better in your dating life when your social media is good. Like it's fucking insanity what happens, dude. It's like you get everything and you get so much attention from other people. And then there's the other problem of pre-selection. If a woman posts her dude on social media, oh shit.
Oh, that's the worst thing you could do.
She loses a ton of followers. If I post my girl, another girl after that, I get, oh dude, there was this one girl. This is one girl I'm just friends with Lindsay Palas. If anybody asks, because I know I have a bunch of pictures with her, we are just friends. Lindsay Palas, when I post a picture with Lindsay Palas, I get so many women offering to sleep with me. It's madness. Just from standing next to her. She has 9 million followers. So they go crazy.
But not even that though, Michael. I remember I used to get mad at my ex because I'd be like, you never post me except for on private. He goes, trust me, sweetheart. You do not want me to post on our social media. Yeah. The day that you think I get a hose in my inbox now, if I post you and me and they know that you're my girl and that you're booted up, we have tats, I will really be bombarded with those. And it is fucking true.
It's what Rolo says, proof of concept. As soon as
because they know you commit. So what does she have that I don't have?
Bro,
well,
exactly.
I have a lot, ladies, but still.
Well,
hey, Sergio, before we continue, two things. I want to get on super chats, but before we do, ladies, do not pay attention to the chat.
Yeah,
they're gonna trigger you. So if you end up getting your feelings hurt, that is your fault because that is your choice to look at the chat, and this is why we tell you not to do it.
Yeah, sweetheart, my feelings ain't hurt.
On the fresh,
your body language says otherwise.
They would tell me.
Well, who just said that?
It was Donnie.
Jesus talking to you.
Oh, okay. You got a problem or something?
No.
Looking at the chat,
yes.
Looking at the chat, yes. Because
no, my body language is just because we're just on certain things for so long, and we've been here for forever. So.
Well, this is our show, and you're on our platform.
That's fine, but you ain't got to check me on live. So.
Hey, this is our show. We went over the rules, all right?
Nobody asked you that. The questions are there. People are asking questions.
You know what? You can go if you want. You can go if you want.
Absolutely no problem. Because I honestly didn't know that this was about dating and sex when I was invited here.
Hey,
and honestly, I'm not interested in talking about titties and sucking dick. So we're good.
The door is open.
No problem. I see why the last person cut the interview short.
You ain't never watched the show, but peace.
Yep, and don't plan on it.
All right, you can go.
Good day, shorty.
Peace out.
Okay. Yeah. So if a man cheats on you, you should stay with him because the grass isn't greener.
Hey, don't forget. Hey, can somebody hand her a jacket, please? Can somebody hand her a jacket? Why is she still talking? Hey, the door is still
good men.
So what are you gonna do?
They are good men. They just
You
have.
can leave.
They just
You
have
can leave.
options.
You're not gonna do anything.
They just have options, sweetheart. But you call yourself high value, and you're no different.
But what does high value mean to you?
Well, you define that. You define that. It's not opinion. It's numbers. Michael has told you the numbers.
I have no kids. I don't need.
But you make too much money. You make too much money. Exactly. Men want a woman that's submissive. You're not so. I do have a relationship with God. No, we aren't on the same, sweetheart. You will be the lady alone with cats, dildos, and a sperm bank that never gets used. I'm just being honest. Sorry. I knew that was going to happen. I was just waiting for it to happen.
Dave, you can go grab it.
Pat, can you get her phone?
Yeah, she's
I
gonna grab
don't
it
know.
for
And
us.
you're right, we're
Grab it
not
for us.
different because I will surrender and submit to a man, and that's
Hey,
why I get men that are
Janelle,
15 years
Janelle,
younger
Janelle,
than me.
So let's try this. Let's try this. Let's try this. The situation where I think we're confused is like the idea, like internal self-worth. We all have self-worth,
And
right?
she's not the problem.
Well,
It's him and there being unprofessional.
Okay,
Think he
wait,
gonna
wait,
check
wait,
me
hold.
when somebody's in there.
Hey,
Well, here talking shit to me.
you
They're
can go now.
asking questions.
You
So
can
I'm
go now.
okay, no problem, shorty.
You can go now.
Again.
Okay, Chihuahua.
So the issue.
Man,
Are you really trying to play
somebody's
devil's
really
advocate?
No. The reason why she kept getting more and more upset is because she had built an identity on the money that she had
I
made.
know.
yes.
And
Now,
that made her high
correct.
value,
do you remember?
darling.
Do you remember the discussion we had before about like being equal or what
Yeah.
humans?
Oh,
value,
I
right?
do.
But the problem is when we start talking about humans being equal, now we get it. We're taking this discussion about dating into civil rights, and I don't want to do that.
I know.
Instead, what we're saying is, and Rollo says this before, there's a difference between your value to the opposite sex and then your internal self-worth.
Correct.
Her internal
She's
self-worth,
got a
in
high
part-
one.
her internal self-worth is based on the fact her relationship with God, or in the
Double
situation,
masters, money,
double
all
masters,
the bling.
exactly. And so when we challenge her and we say high value, it's one of these things. Is the moon a big place? It's not. It's a big place if you and I were next to it. Is it a big place compared to the earth? No, it's tiny.
No, it's tiny.
It's representative. So in her situation, compared to other women, she compares herself and says she's high value.
'Cause
However, when the barometer becomes male sexual attraction, it lowers, or
It
rather,
lowers that.
it doesn't go up
Because their dicks go soft when they know a woman makes that much
Well,
money.
I don't even know if it's that big of a problem, but
It's not
I think
even the money,
I
it's
think
the-
they may go soft because she's constantly trying to big dick them.
Yeah,
I think
Yeah.
they go soft because
Yes.
she's
She
constantly.
won't surrender. She
Right.
won't be
Exactly.
submissive. And my thing is, if I meet a guy that he's like, listen, I want you to quit doing what you're doing, gladly.
Yeah.
Oh, I will follow you around, worship your lingam all day, do whatever the fuck you need me to do.
We need
I
some
don't-
T-shirts.
I
Worship
don't
your
need-
lingam.
Yeah.
worship your lingam, presence over penis, baby. But yeah, so and she won't do that.
Yeah.
Because
course.
she thinks her worth is in her confidence, her bank account, her bling, that she hasn't had very many sexual partners. And maybe someone in the church will consider that good, a faith-based man. But at the end of the day, he's going to be beta for fucking sure.
35
Or-
and that
or-
masculine? No way.
Or I'm going to
Not
just say this.
happening.
Or I'm going to say this. Or in the closet.
Oh, 1,000%.
Yeah.
Because I've seen this happen a lot in the
I can
church.
see
where
Hooking
it's
up
like
with
these-
trannies, and then
I
she's
mean, not
like
even hooking
the-
up with trannies, just like men who are in the closet, who are in the church. Because I know I saw it when I was in the
Oh,
Christian ministry.
I was as
And
well.
they were like, oh, I'm saving myself for marriage, and these women
The
and they got married,
celibate, the 1 year
and
celibacy.
I'm just like,
Come
you went
on,
through
Cap.
college and you're celibate, and then all of a sudden you find out like they're not. The reason why they're celibate is because they're not attracted to women, and then that problem happens additionally. And I've seen this happen. The thing is, I'm only bringing this up because I used to live in West Hollywood, and I see women all the time,
Oh.
and they're like, I don't know why my boyfriend doesn't want to have sex with me, and I'm like, yeah, I want to have sex with you. I wonder why that is. Your boyfriend doesn't want to have
Because
sex.
he's having
know
sex
why.
with
'Cause
other
he's
gentlemen.
he's hanging out with his friends at Pump.
He
Is
likes
that why?
to he likes to worship the lingam.
He's at the, he's having the roast beef sandwich at the Abbey. Is that what's going on? You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So again, not to criticize individuals who are homosexual, but like sometimes when you get these situations, I've seen women so many times be like, my man is high value because he doesn't like come on to me, like he doesn't talk to all these other women. And I'm like, yeah, that's why he doesn't talk to other women, and they don't see it.
Yeah.
They're like, he dresses so fucking well. He's got so much
Oh,
swag and class.
that's very.
He's an interior designer, and I'm
Oh,
like, he would
no.
never cheat on me. Well, I think, yeah, you're right. He would never
He wouldn't
cheat
cheat
on you.
on you. He would cheat
With-
with a man,
Yeah.
but
the
not
woman.
with you.
I'm just like, again, this is a fucking South Beach, Soho,
It's
West Hollywood.
internally.
It's a very common thing.
But McKinney, not McKinney Avenue. What's it called? What's it? Oak
Oh,
Lawn.
Oak-
It's kind of an
Oak
Oak Lawn
Yeah,
kind
not
of thing that
Dallas.
I've seen happen. So but again, if I hadn't seen it happen 2,000 times, I wouldn't bring it up. But it is something very common. And another thing, a woman's maybe she's been around men who are overly aggressive, and then what happens is she meets a guy who's super not aggressive at all, and she miscues the non-aggressiveness for high status, and instead the non-aggressiveness is just not
He
attraction
likes
to
the
women.
lingam.
It's a
He likes the
problem.
lingam,
This has
worshiping
happened. This has
lingam.
happened. Men, this down low stuff, and I'm gonna look. I know I'm
In the
gonna.
African American community.
I know I'm going
it's
to get canceled
prevalent.
for this, but I lived in Atlanta for 3.5 years, and the number
Yep.
of women that I would tell me afterwards they would be dating a guy for a while, and then find out that he's
It's
like,
huge there.
no, I'm not gay. I just me and John kiss every once in a while, like for real, like that.
I
was
just
the
suck dick
fuck?
on the weekends, but I'm home with my wife the other time.
And I am canceled 100%
That is-
for bringing that up. But
Yeah,
like the
no,
reality
right?
situation is like that is the girls in South Beach, girls in fucking Buckhead, and girls in West Hollywood. This is a serious
It's true.
issue that they have to
West
deal
Hollywood is
with. Yeah.
That's
bad.
crazy. I just was open up to a whole new world. All right, so super chats. We got $2 from Don Juan. Again, consensual train runs. Don Juan, I gave it the 2. What was your good deed of the day to everyone? Just really quick, what was your good deed of the day?
Good to the day I went to work instead of calling out. Good for me.
True.
I would say the same thing too.
You just went to
Yeah.
work. That's
Yeah.
good. That's the best thing you've done.
I left my son in Newport Beach and took a $700 flight to be here tonight on this panel.
Yo, shout out to
man.
you. Shout out to you.
There we go.
And I'm
That is
flying
a
back
huge-
tomorrow to take my son to the Pelican Hill for a
Thanksgiving.
beautiful 5-star Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being
Yeah,
here,
thank you
Jennelle.
so
Really
much for
appreciate it.
coming. Yeah, you just spiced up the show so much. What about you, man? Good deed of the day.
I mean, it's weird. I have an animal that's I'm gonna probably have to put down here pretty soon. I hired a vet tech for her to take care of this animal until she passes. If you look on my IG, and like I'm doing everything in the world I can to make sure that she lives comfortably for the next weeks or months that I got her.
That's an awesome deed, man. What about you?
Everybody at my work was just leaving early, coming up with like, oh, I have to go feed my cat. It's like
Feed the
it's slow,
cats.
and everybody's coming up with excuses. Everybody knows that it's an excuse, but I was like, okay, I'll watch your stuff for you while you go. I'm gonna stay here until 5 o'clock, and it wasn't a big deal. I am the new guy kind of. So
Everybody was a
it's
good
my
worker
position.
for today.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's Thanksgiving tomorrow, so I guess that's why y'all all feel nice, huh?
And we
Oh,
got some more super
oh
chats.
yeah. So we got the $20 from Cameron J. Women care about men's past too. How many women are trying to date a guy that used to be gay? A significant number of women that I know have been with a girl in some sort of form or fashion, though double standards exist. Yeah. Well, I mean, we know that women don't like that.
Sandra used to be gay.
Yeah, there's no such thing as used to be gay, and there's no such thing as gay for pay. I'm
suck.
sorry.
I suck dick on weekends only. Come on,
Yeah,
that's
there's
not.
not- I don't-
I
I
used
actually-
to like sucking dicks, but then I just like the taste just got sour.
It's
to
just
my mouth.
weird.
I'm like, let's go-
All right,
let's go
somebody
for the
clip
shot.
that. We're never gonna let that go. I'm just kidding. All right, for the 5 from Hombre of the House, is it a turn on for your man to be a repairman mechanic or just pay for it all? Shout out Sergio for the fire panel. Turn on for your man to be a repairman mechanic. Is that a turn on?
I mean, yeah, because you got to know what to do. You can't just sit in the
A
house.
handyman in the house, I
and
think
you
is what
got
she
to know
said.
what to do, how to fix things. Because I
So that is
don't-
attractive.
Yeah.
Like
Is that
you don't
attractive?
get a
Yeah,
guy
I
to come
like a
step on
problem
the spider.
solver.
You like problem
Yeah.
solver? Is that attractive to you?
It's fine, but we can just pay for it.
You're
It's
down for the
fine.
pay also.
It's fine.
Is there another one? $2 from the Hollow Turtle. What is the ideal first date? No movies, dinner. Ideal first date, ladies.
Yeah. Don't take me to eat anything else.
Don't take it.
I'm done eating.
Oh, shit.
Take me.
I'm so hungry right now, y'all.
Take me. I don't know, to try something new, like something where we can interact.
Yeah.
Like lately, I've been really into like classes, so like learning how to cook new recipes.
Yeah, I saw you were at a
or
cooking
ideas.
class this last
Yeah,
week.
and
Yeah.
it was so fun, guys.
That's
And
so fun.
if you want me to cook you, if you're a high value man,
She's so
you
cute.
want a good meal.
Someone pick this girl. I love her, man. If
She's
I was a
so
guy, I would
funny.
fucking pick her.
You should have saw her on the last
Have you-
episode. She was hilarious.
Have you
the
met
whole
my
time.
I know,
extremely
you
hungry
guys-
brother,
I
my
met
42-year-old brother?
I
him,
haven't
and
eaten
he was
anything all day.
devouring
He
that
hasn't eaten.
pizza.
He hasn't
Oh,
eaten
I
anything
did.
in a
I did
while.
eat the pizza.
Yeah.
You know what else he can devour? I'm just
I'm
kidding.
sure.
All right, and then wait, do you want to go or no? We'll go ahead. Danny Vasquez with the 50. Girl is hella checked out.
I'm
Look, she'd rather be
screaming.
at the jury duty right now. Yeah, she was checked out for sure. She's talking about the girl that was just sitting there. Yeah,
Oh,
she'd
yeah,
rather be
yeah.
at jury duty for
She
sure.
was
I mean,
Yeah.
thanks for the 50, cuz. That's
Upset
my
about
cousin.
life.
What's up, cuz?
And we got
Okay.
quiet. We got
I'll
so
tell
much.
you for a
She
date
needs to
idea.
join the Men of Action.
Yeah,
Oh
what's
yeah,
your
oh
date
yeah.
idea?
Date idea.
So Yab Yum and Chill, we actually have t-shirts dropping very soon. My business partner Dakota Mays, he's a yogi sensation. But anyway, so Yab Yum and Chill is like tantric meditation, and it's all about intimacy and aligning polarities and chakras, and it's a good look. You don't have to, do anything. Like, you don't have to fuck. It's just Yab Yum and Chill. It's legit, and it lets you know a lot about someone and gets you really intimate with them really fucking quickly.
Okay.
Yeah, Yab Yum and Chill.
Yeah, and chill.
T-shirts dropping.
Spoon Zaza, $2. I don't know what CA is. I don't know where that's from. Canadian. Oh, bottom of the
shit.
totem pole, A55.
Shout out to Canada.
We
Bottom of
got
the totem pole head.
$2 from Raj Beer Singe. Michael is the
Oh my
Earth
God.
flat. Is the Earth flat, Michael? Somebody trolling you?
What up, Raj?
Sensei.
What's
did-
going on, man? No, I'm not sure anymore after all the hate. So I did a flat earth. I debated with these two flat earthers for 3 hours and 48 minutes on my podcast.
Wow.
And my minor, I studied astrophysics in college, and I had a theoretical physicist with me and an F-18 pilot. So I had unassailable proof that the Earth was flat, and they would not stop talking. It was very
Wow.
much like every time I would talk, they would interrupt me, and then when I would try to cut them off, then they would say I was interrupting them. I got 19 1,500 comments of all these people telling me how stupid I was and that the earth was clearly flat. It was from like the same 10 people just commenting.
Just
over it.
commenting.
But no, they had fake accounts like over and over again.
He's
And
a retard.
And they follow me. They follow me from. I will not be surprised if you get a couple of flat Earth. This is now it'll. YouTube
It's not
will,
real.
Now YouTube will put this in the flat Earth
you're
category,
flat Earth.
and they'll all start commenting on you. It's like that was a really great podcast that you guys have. The only problem is the closed-mindedness of Michael Sartain, not understanding that the earth, the world cannot be a ball. It'll be something like that. You'll get some weird.
The earth is flat. I'm going to keep saying this every episode
Yeah.
now. Is there any more? Another one? Or is that it? Sterling White with a 5. How does someone bring value to a promoter when looking to make them a connection? At Michael.
You want to make the promoter a connection. You want to connect with the promoter. So what I would tell you that is like you do have to provide some level of value. So I would, again, it's going to go back to the first 4 rules. Number 1, you have to fix your social media. You cannot have that child molester look, which, by the way, most 90% of you who are on here look like losers on social media.
True.
Average social media for women does well for women. Average social media for men makes you look like a beta child molester. It cannot be average. You must be exceptional. Number 2, you need to build a list. You need a list of high value people that you want to network with, mostly men. They don't have to all be men, but mostly men. And then you need a list of probably 2,000 female influencers in your area that you want to come to your events, come to your charities, support you in one way or another, and you want to get open threads with as many people, these people as possible. Step number 3, you need at least 6 different events in your city that you can go to on a regular basis, or invite other people to those. So, like, for instance, if you want to come to Babes in Toyland on December 1st, you could invite girls to come to that. You would still get credit, and you'd have an open thread with that girl, even if you didn't show up to Babes in Toyland. And then step number 4, you need to find 6 female teammates that are going to go with you to these different events. You do those first 4 steps. Those are the first 4 requirements in my Men of Action mentoring program. You do those first 4 steps, all of the rest of it becomes very easy. Now we have the foundation to build the rest of it on. And now a promoter is going to see you on your Instagram with showing access to scarce resources. He's going to see all these girls that he has crushes on following you. Then you will get invited to everything and go everywhere. So your network will take you anywhere. Your network will get you anything, and your network is your net worth. And this is how you build it.
Perfect, dude. Man.
We
Yeah,
got
you're
one
not-
more
Needed that.
chat
Yes.
right here, and this one's shout
From
out to
Sterling
Michael.
White, MOA members in the house. Solid discussion.
Hey, what's going on, Solid? Okay,
Yeah.
Sterling. Yeah, now I remember
Thank
what
you,
Sterling
Sterling.
is. What's good, Sterling?
Yeah, I appreciate you, bro.
Hey guys, hey, hold on. If anybody else from MOA is here, if you know rule number 1, write in rule number 1 in the chat. Just write out rule number 1. Go ahead, man. Just keep going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Flat Earth.
All right. So yeah, flat Earth. So now we're gonna go into preference questions. I want to know what y'all are looking for, like the perfect dream person that y'all want. Let's go straight to height. What height do you prefer, Shotzi?
You're already down.
What?
I'm actually gonna drop it down this time.
Oh, you're
I
a little
felt
more humble
6
this time.
foot was like y'all just went crazy.
Yeah, you know I
so-
went in on you.
All right, 5'8.5".
Oh,
Okay.
that's
Look
cute.
at her. I'm a
She's
little-
learning.
Yeah.
I red pilled her.
Little guy.
5'8.5".
So you dropped your standards by 4
Have you
inches.
met
That's
my-
good. That's
Actually,
good.
5'9".
Have you
5'9.5".
Have you met my hungry single 6'1" brother?
they're going out on a date with some
I
weed
hope
after
so.
this.
I hope so.
Hey, we've had a couple shows where people went out after, so it definitely happens. What height do you prefer?
I would be the 6 footer.
You need the 6 foot.
Yeah.
What height do you
I
prefer?
mean, I've only ever dated guys that were over 6'2", so my range is like 6'5" and above. Because my last 3 relationships were. That.
Ladies, what percentage of the population do you think are 6 feet tall?
I know.
It's very low,
12.
as I've learned from the last episode.
You guys all went over it, so it's 14%. And then
Yeah.
once you get to where she's at 6'5", we're like 1/4 of 1%.
I know, but I'm just freaking lucky.
Basketball players. Guys, go ahead and let me know what height do y'all prefer if it matters for the ladies.
It definitely doesn't matter. to me.
Doesn't matter for you
Yeah,
at all.
no, she didn't
Well,
even
even
have to have
even
legs.
with heels, if she's taller than you, you still don't care.
No, I've a couple of
Hi,
friends
Nick.
that are taller than me. The girl who won the bikini competition, we're not dating, but she's taller than me in heels, and I think it's super attractive. I couldn't care less.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm always
It's-
I
curious.
said from no legs to WNBA, I'm with it. You know.
You'll do anything.
No legs.
Because
As
when
long
you
as
lay down
there's weed involved.
as long as you lay down in bed, you're the same height, right?
Exactly. It's all the same.
Now I need to know: do y'all prefer a gym person?
Yes, you can go to the gym. Absolutely, stay healthy. Do you have to look like a Greek god? No, you can even be like a little fat, like
Medium ugly.
medium ugly.
Gym, yeah.
You gotta
Has
be gym.
to. Has to.
1000%. I
Has to be
fight
gym.
Muay Thai. You have to have an 8-pack.
Oh, okay.
At least 6.
Do you need a girl that goes to the gym?
Yeah, I mean, obviously,
Absolutely.
Like
Do you need a girl that goes to the gym?
Not necessarily, unless she's like gets too fat. Like she doesn't have to have muscles. She just needs to be
You consent with a
healthy.
normal
yeah,
girl.
Yeah.
Okay. Income preferred now. We'll start with you, bro. Do you care about a girl's income?
She can be living under a bridge as long as she's hot, you know.
McDonald's workers.
As long as she
You know
rolls
what?
your-
Honestly, I prefer a McDonald's fixer-up type work because as opposed to a woman like her, you know, she makes more money than me. I'm gonna feel inadequate. I'm
Emasculated.
gonna have to go through college to just live up to her damn, you know, just to like be on an equal playing field. And if she works at McDonald's, it's like, wow, this guy's got a car. And
She's
like,
good
he's
with
got
her
his-
hands. She
yeah.
can roll your joints for you.
Exactly. You know, I do like a submissive woman, honestly. Like I don't have to like compete with her to see who's the man of the relationship.
For sure. Yeah, I don't want a girl that I'm competing with income wise. What about you?
No, I don't care. And in fact, like if we become like a monogamous actual couple, I don't think she should have to
She
work.
shouldn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
Well,
Income?
for right now, I don't care because I make money right now. But you know, long term, like I would want it to be that he makes more and that I could at least not work as much or just do, you know, little coaching here and there, nothing intense.
Okay.
But for now, like I'm Mama Melf. Come on.
Yeah, so you can do it. Income preferred.
No, you don't have to make a a fuck ton, but you can't just fucking bum.
Could you put a number on it? 50K, something like that. 60K.
No,
70?
a number doesn't really matter as long as you're like doing something.
20K.
He needs to have drive.
More or
Yeah,
less than you.
absolutely.
20K?
Yeah. If there's anything a lot of
He
girls have
needs to
answered
be
about
able
this.
to drive.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta have a car. Not the passenger. Income preferred.
I'm gonna stop putting a number on it, and I'm just gonna say a man that's enterprising.
Enterprising.
Hey, just curious for you guys, the top 1% of wage earners in the U.S. What number do you think that would be?
1%.
Top 1%. If you were going to say, is it
Like 80
100
to 100?
I would say like
100,000?
75 to 100.
Top
Yeah.
1% in the
Oh,
country.
One?
Top
Oh,
1%.
that's over a mil.
400K.
400K. What do you think?
No.
200.
200K. It's about 540,000.
So when I looked up, it was 400K, and that's why she probably knows that because I
Yeah.
said it last time. But I need to Google it again to see where I messed up.
Maybe I'm the one who messed up.
Yeah,
But
I need to look
but
again.
You'd have to look at different ones, or maybe it's total household.
But yeah, it's still half a
But-
million
but
basically.
it's still 400, 500,000. A lot of girls, because when we do shows with girls in LA, it is how much do you need? And it's like minimum of $2 million a year.
But it's because
They're
that's what I was going to say.
literally
In
saying
OC
that kind of shit.
In OC,
In
though.
Dallas, you don't hear that.
Shout out,
No, in
CC.
OC, and same
You try to move out to LA? Is that what you're saying?
Get that. But yeah, I said 100K, and everybody went wow. And I'm like, that's honestly not.
Now,
Like
the
a lot
median
of money.
income that is above average median
Yeah.
income. You're still at that point. I mean, we should look up the strat. Hey, where's that female delusional chart?
Yeah, the
Can-
female
Oh
delusion
my God.
calculator.
Can we pull that up?
Do you
Can
know
somebody
about
pull
that?
That
Oh,
thing is
I
incredible.
posted a video about it. You might have saw that, huh?
Absolutely incredible.
But
Yeah.
100K in the OC is poverty.
Yeah.
So
you
I'm in Newport. If you make 100K, you're poor.
That's why
that's
I
what
did
you
the
said.
show here is because like they got the show in Miami, there's shows in LA, there's shows in Vegas, but Dallas, I mean, even though our cheating rate is the highest of the country,
I thought it was. Oh, it is
I'm
Dallas.
really
It is
trying to
Dallas,
preach
yeah.
relationships in Dallas because we're a
Yeah.
conservative state. Why not?
Hey, listen, man, we're in the
Wow.
cliff right now. You can get you a nice little 4-bedroom for $400 a month out here.
Hey, not anymore, bro. It's bad right
kidding.
now.
It's
I'm
like
fucking with
18.
you.
No,
I'm fucking with you. You get you rent you a little trap house for $2K a month. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's we in the cliff.
Now I need to know, very social or a homebody? We'll start with you, bro.
You know, I've been a homebody for a while. You know, I've actually been married twice, so I've
I
spent
know if you're a
lot
weed
of the
smoker, you're a
time
homebody.
in
I was gonna
home,
say.
you know, with the wifey. But nowadays that I'm single, I'm like out there. I'm back out in the street. So
I always say that when I'm single, I'm an extrovert, and when I'm in a relationship, I'm an introvert. I'm trying to save money when I'm single. When
Yeah.
I'm not, I'm out there. I'm outside
Yeah.
too much. What about you, man?
I mean, dude, if I'm not on stage at the Marquee Sky Deck at Electric Daisy Carnival with Logan Paul, Dan Bilzerian, fucking Paris Hilton, and a bunch of other people, that's a slow night for me. Bro, if I'm like literally not giving high fives to Tiesto, like that is I am out as much as a human can be out.
You
Like climbing
outside.
rocks in Ibiza or jumping out of an airplane, there's like that is average for me. And like that's the thing. A lot of the girls I'm with are like, I really don't want to bungee jump off the stratosphere. I'm like, no, it's Wednesday. What are you
You're
talking
like,
about?
"Oh, let's go."
Axe throwing is like the slow thing. But yeah, and I'm about as out there as you can get.
Oh man, what about you? Social or homebody?
I am I'm Martha fucking Stewart in the house. Porn star in the sheets, lady in the streets. But no, I do so much work with energy and working with couples and sexual. It's just for me, I want to be home. The only time I'm out is when I'm on a show or at my retreat. Otherwise, I am home
Okay,
with my son, as I should be.
that's how I am. What about you?
I would say like a mix because like with what I do, like my day jobs and like even night jobs and stuff, I'm around so many people and trying to entertain people or fix someone's hair, whatever. Like I want to be around someone that's just okay with like being in the house, but like I also like someone being okay with socializing sometimes.
Okay. What about you?
I like being out.
Like being out?
Yeah.
Outside?
Yeah.
Tisk.
It's good to come out.
Hold on, what said the third time a charm. Pat may be at ECB. What is ECB?
She's a ECB. Third
Pat,
time.
Is that
maybe
like
she-
EDC?
You're talking about EDC, Electric
EDC?
Daisy Carnival. I think that's what maybe.
Pat,
it is.
maybe she's a
I was
ECB.
I was there last weekend. No, it wasn't EDC, but I'm
What's
I'm
EDC?
there.
ECB?
It's I don't know.
Electronic
I-
cannabis, something or other.
Yeah.
Electronic Cannabis Blowing Festival.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Now I want to know just really quick with the ladies. What makes a guy creepy? You can start first this time.
Just beta men in general.
Having an android.
And- yeah, beta men, green text. No, just I'd say another water for me too. Por favor.
Another water too, please, babe.
I'd say
Is this for y'all or
men
me?
that aren't
You-
like confident and that are just beta and like omega. Those weird, like just oh my gosh,
Wait, you call him a mega pill?
Well, we talked about this on Sauce. We pulled up the whole chart, the omegas and
So
yeah, there's
the-
like 5 different ones.
I know.
Yeah, the gammas or the gammas are the one, or the deltas. Which one? The gammas the one that like think you should date me because I'm smart. Kind of like what that girl was. She's like a female gamma.
Yeah.
But then
yeah.
and then goes omegas and then deltas and then
Sigma.
Well, no, sigma's
I'm
under
a
alpha.
Sigma.
It goes alpha, sigma, beta, and beta is actually not bad because they follow the alphas, and then the rest after that are like not good. So guys that are like that can't be present, can't like make decisions, or having you lead, or just letting you tell them what to do. Like this, are creepy. I can't handle. I need a guy that's like, puts me in my place. Hey, but they don't have to do that because I follow. So it's all good.
Hey, everybody get the likes up real quick, man. We got way too many people watching to not have all the likes all the way up at 100 engagement. What makes a guy creepy?
I'm gonna kind of like agree with her. Like if I'm like, you don't have to be cocky, but like if you're just so timid and so wimpy, I don't. Or like just certain shit that you say. Like literally yesterday, there was this guy that was texting me, and like having normal conversation, and I just being nice. How was your day? And he was like, good. I went to the gym. I'm sore. And you backdoor and text me talking about some. Well, how good are you with your hands? I'm not finna text you back.
Yeah.
Like why? Like no, like that kind of shit I don't like.
Yeah, that's funny. I think
I don't
guys
like
are really
that.
bold and goofy. I mean, it works some of the time. Some of the girls,
Yeah,
well,
but
I think guys do that
That-
because they're
that's
just trying to
totally
figure out.
worked
That-
before.
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't like
Well,
that.
guys do that because they're trying to like cut you out and say, okay, she doesn't want just sex, so now she's gone. I'm gonna message that to all these other girls. I don't know which one's serious for sex and which one's not.
Knowing him, like I know, like
It doesn't work a lot for him.
no, like knowing his, knowing the way like he looks at me and like how he is in person, it doesn't
Match.
Autistic.
Autistic.
I don't like
Shout
it.
out to the autistic guys.
Did you
Hey,
really
listen,
say that?
we ain't
You
gonna,
can't-
we gonna make fun of autistic guys. I'm trying to get paid this
Oh my
week.
God.
I'm trying to pay rent. What's up, autistic people? MOAmentoring.com. MOAmentoring.com.
Dude, I've actually had a theory lately that a lot of the guys that pay for, I mean, not saying that the guys in MOA are like this, but just like, there's just some things I don't like. Like, shout out to Fresh Fit. I love y'all. I like a lot of things that y'all do. I just think that some of the guys that might pay the $700 for the dating course, like,
Yeah, for sure.
they might be a slightly autistic.
So it's
you know?
it's not
That makes sense.
it's not that they're autistic. It's that like a lot of them, what they did is they work so hard. Once you get up to a certain price point, it's guys that work so hard on their business. I got so many guys who are multi-millionaires in my course. Like one guy, he makes about $250,000 a week. And he came out to my course and he's like telling me, he's like, dude, I don't need your sales pitch. I'll buy anything you want. Just help me out with this. And then he's like, this guy's super smart, extremely calibrated. He just like completely forewent this whole part of his life.
Mhm.
He did not give a fuck about girls. He just grinded it out for 4 years and he created a sales team that makes $30 million a year.
Yeah.
And now I hired him after I hired him and then he hired me. And that's essentially what happened. I got several clients that do $1 million a month. And those guys, it's one of these situations where all they cared about was making money and they got really good at it, which motivated them to make more money. Then they got the muffin top. They're kind of fat.
Yeah.
And they never went to the gym and they just don't know how to deal with women. And what makes it even worse is when they go to the club and they pop the bottles and they're not calibrated, then they attract the wrong kind of women.
They
You understand what I'm
they
saying?
get fucked,
Like one of the
huh?
problems is like when I have a lot of clients who are super wealthy and I have to pull them away. Like Like, yeah, that's a prostitute. Like, but that one's a prostitute. I know she said that, but she's also a prostitute. You remember that's a prostitute? Yeah. Oh no, you met a girl in Thailand. Shut the fuck up. I'm sure she's in love with you. It's another prostitute. And you have to pull them.
Green
and they're
card,
like,
green
and they're like
card.
telling you, no, but I have game. And I'm like, man, we got to start over, because the thing is, well, money's like steroids. When you lead with money, you always have to lead with money.
That's
You can't
right.
not lead with money. And when you take steroids, you got to take steroids forever, or some kind of replacement therapy.
Enhancer.
That's the problem. And so that's one of the situations is like these guys, I try to bring them back out, and I'm like, no, man, we got to build a game. We got to be funny. We got to work on our physique. There's all these other things, and money can be like the cherry on top. But if money's the whole thing, which, by the way, you will have a lot of sex, if that's what you want to do. If you want to go to Panama or Medellin, you can go do that shit if you want. I'm not knocking that, but that's not my program. I'm not teaching you to go be a passport bro and go fuck girls in Medellin. I'm teaching you, let's do this in Vegas, let's do this in Los Angeles, let's do this in whatever city that you live in. And let's try doing it like this first. Men do suffer from autism far more likely than women do.
Yeah.
And that is an issue. I don't think my clients are autistic, but I do think the guys on YouTube who are constantly like trashing women and calling them 304s with an anonymous mark. Whenever I have a rule on my channel, it's probably different on yours, but on my channel, if you call women names about their physical appearance, I'm fine with that, but you have to show me on Instagram who you're dating. And bro, that shuts them the fuck up in 2 seconds.
That is a great rule.
That shuts them up in 2 seconds. Again, I don't have a problem if you want to call women hold women accountable. I held Amber Heard accountable. I held Courtney Taylor accountable. I held fucking Giselle Munchin accountable. I held all these Brittany Renner accountable. I hold them all accountable. But if you want to make fun, if you want to denigrate a woman's appearance, I'm fine with that. You just got to go on Instagram. You got to show me who you're dating first. And all of a sudden, whoop, nothing. Shut up, Michael. You're blue beta. What's it called?
Blue pill beta.
Blue pill beta, because you're standing up for these women. No, I'm not. The women don't give a shit. They're not reading your comments anyway, loser. The point is, can you show me that you're good with women, or are you making these comments because you're masturbating to girls on OnlyFans that you're talking shit about on this show? Are you making these comments because you didn't build a 7-figure business? Are you making these comments because you're fat? Is that why you're making these comments?
Course.
And so when you call that out, bro, it is so hard. But none of those guys can afford my course anyway. Like, so it's not even it's not something I can.
Yeah, I only call them out by telling them to come on my show, but they won't even send me their Instagram for them to come on my damn show.
No, but you know what? But have you noticed? Like, this is where the confluence of events happens. Red pill in general is not good on Instagram. It's really good on Reddit. It's really good on Discord. It's really good on Telegram. It's really good in these different servers. It's really good on YouTube. It's terrible on Instagram, because Instagram is where the guys who actually get girls get girls. Instagram is the #1 dating app. So that's what it's really funny. Whenever I talk to like heavy, hardcore red pill guys, there are 673,000 subscribers on YouTube, and they're just bash women. Some of them, not all of them. And then you go on Instagram and they've got nothing. And the reason why it's harder on Instagram, because on Instagram you have to show, not tell. And that makes it much more difficult. You have to show irrefutable visual evidence and access to scarce resources. And so when you do that, what I want to see is more of a balance. So that's where me and Rollo try to balance each other out. Rollo's huge on YouTube. I'm not. I don't have 29,000 subscribers. Whereas Rollo is like, Rollo has this, kind of a big for his following compared to the other guys, a big following on Instagram, and it's growing, and I want him to grow on Instagram.
No, that's awesome.
I never have like red pill.
My
rage.
red pill stuff is going off on Instagram.
Is
I
it?
don't know why.
Yeah.
But they're loving it. The one that we did at Valuetainment, almost up to 200,000 when I said, that the grass isn't greener and that there is a wall.
Okay. No, I want to know. This is a new question that I just thought about today, actually. Shotzi, would you put a guy onto styles? Like if you had a guy, but he was good in every other thing, but he wasn't good at clothing or styling himself, would you put him onto it? Or is that a waste of your time and you just not deal with that guy?
Wasting my time.
Okay. What about you?
I mean, I may, help you in a better direction, but I mean, if that's what you're comfortable in, if that's what you, want to wear, I'm not gonna try and like take you away from that, because I mean, maybe that's just who.
But say like he doesn't know how to match his shoes with his socks. You're gonna tell him to start matching his shoes with his socks.
Grow up.
You're gonna tell him.
Grow up.
You're a grown
Or would you? But
man.
I want to know. Would you just walk away from that guy? Like, okay, he's not grown enough.
I'm gonna tell you.
You're gonna tell
you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, would you put a guy on the style?
I'm not talking to those kind of guys. Come on.
Yeah, it's not worth the time, huh?
No.
That's not for the guys. A lot of these questions I changed up to girl only questions because that's what the last couple episodes have been. So I gotta skip a few. Part-time pimp or full-time simp? I just got to know this one. Part-time pimp or full-time simp? The guy that's going to part-time pimp, so he's gonna cheat on you maybe once a year when he goes out of town for work, or the guy that's a full-time simp. He's always texting other girls. He's always sending money to other girls. He's always simping. He's never fucking them, but he's always simping. Would you choose the guy that's always simping or the guy that rarely cheats? The part-time pimp.
Oh my gosh.
The part-time pimp doesn't do nothing else wrong. He just cheats once a year.
Pimp.
You take the pimp?
Yeah.
Part-time pimp,
Absolutely.
full-time simp.
It's so
part-time
funny how
sending my money nowhere.
Women always answer
Yeah,
this
it's
question the
different.
same way. It's so funny.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah,
few
it's
that like try to lie
obviously
about it.
pimp.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'd love to just see if
Yeah.
any of them would act.
No, I have a similar one where you have a guy who like never cheats on you, is terrible in bed. You have another guy who cheats on you once a month, but he's fucking incredible in bed. They always answer the same thing.
Yeah, I'm just really curious because I really think provisioning is everything, and like as soon as a guy starts giving us provision, like sending money to girls and stuff,
Okay.
dude, they're gonna be so pissed off
So,
about that.
so I have a question for you guys. Would any of you be open if he straight up said, "I want us to see women together"?
That's funny. My not my recent ex, but like an ex before him was like that. He was very open and was very honest, and what he wanted and what he wanted us to do, and I very much respected that. Instead of you just going behind back and like cheating, he was very open about it. And
Look, if I had a choice of my girlfriend, like was fun, and then being with another girl is fun, but not nearly as fun because I loved my girlfriend. But when I was with my girlfriend and another girl, that was not twice as fun. That was 800 times as fun. Like I do it, like I wouldn't be with another woman unless we were both in the same room. So I'm just curious, have you ever had somebody approach you with that, or you wouldn't do that?
No, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
I've definitely had that scenario. Of
Yeah.
course.
I want to know now, what's a red flag that turns you on? We're gonna start with you, bro.
on
Yeah, red flag that turns you on.
Green bubbles.
It's so rare. There's no way that's a girl that has green bubbles.
I mean, just red flags in general. I mean, I guess
All of them turn you on?
Like honestly, I'm kind of good with women that other men will be like, "Don't talk to her, she's crazy." And like I'm like, they call me the crazy
Yes.
bitch whisperer because I'm like, "No, it's okay, it's okay," and it's like it works for me.
I'm
like,
sad I
look-
got this one in common with you. Yeah.
Gosh.
You got a red flag that turns you
Yeah,
on, bro?
So I do like, all kinds of very attractive women, but the fake look doesn't bother me at all.
You like the
bro.
fake tits and
Dude,
fake
the-
ass?
like the fake look. It like literally, 900cc boob job doesn't. I don't even blink twice. I'm like, that looks
I love that.
great.
In the
You
lips
like-
too? Like
you
you like
like-
all of it?
None of it bothers me. Like now, I don't want to date them, but like from a physical attractiveness thing, these things that are supposed to turn. And like the thing is, I go to the Rhino, and I hear these men saying, I just want these rosy red, natural looking women. I go in this Spearmint
they're not
Rhino,
in there.
and they don't look like that. Those Spearmint
Spearmint
Rhino
Rhino.
looks like the girls that I'm attracted to,
Yeah.
and those girls are taking home 3 G's a night. So
Mhm.
somewhere there's a disconnect, and there's other men who feel the same way I do, but they're just not admitting it. Then I go on porn websites, and you know what? The same girls that I like, they're still up there. So it's one of these things
The
where
secret.
it's like 1,000cc boob job is not that big of a deal to me. Like it's not a deal breaker, even slightly to me.
Men say they don't like it,
Yeah.
but that is the truth. That's like the number one sought after girl in the Spearmint Rhino is blonde tits on a stick.
Yeah.
Tiny.
BBL.
Shout out to Nara
Yeah.
Ford. What up, Nara?
And then red flag for you that turns you on.
Just I like a guy that's super aggressive. I know that's probably scares a lot of like that guy that just kind of very aggressive, takes control, tells me what to do, that sort of thing.
I think that's a really good red flag, actually,
Yeah, it's a
though.
great
Yeah, it's
one.
almost a green flag.
It is a green flag.
Yeah.
But a lot of girls don't think that.
Yeah, true. What's a red flag that turns you on?
who I don't really know, but I also would agree with her. Like for me, like it takes a lot for me to listen. So for you to be overly aggressive and really try to put me in my place, I'm just like,
You like that?
okay.
Do you ever date guys with a lot of ink?
Yes.
Yeah.
Look at her.
Have you ever known the guys who have a lot of ink and like this is gonna be trouble? If they're just really attractive, and that might be a red flag, Like I'll tell you what, that doesn't turn me on.
true.
Ink doesn't turn me on, but it doesn't mean fucking any. If the girl is fine, I don't even see the ink. It doesn't mean
Same.
it means nothing to me.
Yeah, it doesn't mean nothing. I don't even see it. What's a red flag that turns you on?
I guess I would say the same. Aggression.
Aggression?
Which is probably not that
I was
great.
gonna tell y'all. I always like to say afterwards, you don't have to say a red flag turns you on. That's bad. Shame, shame, shame. Y'all should not have red
Have
flags.
you met
turn
my
you on.
hungry, super aggressive 42-year-old brother?
Get over here.
You met him?
This is why y'all sit
Got it.
across from the table. We can't have
Yeah.
this going on too early.
Yo, shout out to the ink guys.
Yeah. I want to know now. Would you get married without a wedding, ladies? Would you get married without a wedding?
I actually recently thought about this, and yes, I would, because I don't really care for people to come and watch the ceremony. I'd rather us like take pictures, have our own intimate ceremony, and then like have the longest honeymoon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're not doing it for the wedding.
Yeah.
Would you get married without the wedding?
I literally told my mom. I talked to my mom about this yesterday. It's been a thought. Like, I like the idea of being in a white dress and being, attention on me. Everyone's coming to see me in the whole ceremony, but at the same time, it's like from like a financial standpoint, knowing me and what the kind of wedding I want, I don't want to do that to myself.
Yeah.
I do not want to do
It's not our parents or our grandparents. It's too hard to do it now,
Yeah.
huh? Would you get married without the wedding?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's all about finances and like, a wedding at the Pelican Hill is pretty pricey. So I would only do it there or nowhere at all. So yeah, I wouldn't mind. I'd rather like put some money in some Tesla stocks or something.
Okay. Would you get married without the wedding,
I'm
bro?
trying to build that back. I don't give a shit about how. I would definitely get married without a wedding.
Okay. Would you get married without the wedding?
Yeah, shout out to downtown Dallas. I've done it. I have.
I have done it.
He's done it twice.
Shout out to the courthouse.
Yeah, shout out to the courthouse.
No, I always want to know how much y'all value the weddings, especially on the ladies. I want to know now, does underwear matter? Does the underwear the guy wears matter? It's mostly a girl question.
Please wear underwear.
No, but does the
The
brand
type?
or the style matter to you?
Oh,
Please
Um,
wear it. Just have
okay.
it.
yeah, I prefer like the boxer brief, but they kind of fit tight.
Yeah.
Does
like-
brand name
Boxer
matter?
brief.
Yeah, brand name.
Does it turn you on more if it's a certain brand?
I mean,
Hanes.
I really Hanes. I don't know.
Fruit of the Loom.
I think it should be good quality.
If you had to choose between the guy with Ethika or the guy with Calvin Klein, which one would you pick?
Costco.
Calvin Klein?
So you don't want no picture of some grapes or nothing on the
Right.
edges of them?
No.
Fruit of the
No,
Loom
alright.
works
First of all,
good.
your private area needs to breathe, and I feel like that's the most breathable fabric.
You think the briefs
Calvin
make you
Klein's got more breathable than Fruit of the Loom?
I think so.
I
No,
don't think so.
I mean you would know best, buddy.
Calvin is more fashionable.
You would
I
know
think
best.
Fruit of the Loom is more functional, honestly.
I've never
You're
worked
utilitarian.
Fruit of the Loom.
Well, this question's not for me; it's for you.
Well, no, it's for the ladies. The guys can't really answer this
Yeah,
one.
no, I don't
Obviously,
care,
we want
but they don't
Victoria.
have to
I just want a
have
thong.
underwear
That's
at
all I
all,
care
like,
No,
about.
I don't
Not-
want anything.
It's not.
Oh
it's
yeah,
not-
nothing. Yeah.
Granny panties, thong, whatever. Just take it all.
Does the underwear they wear matter?
I like the fit if they fit a little tight, but
Like the briefs.
yeah, but I mean I don't really care for like the design. I like the more of like the solid dark colors. I mean,
So you can
whatever.
have Hanes.
If it's black, gray, white, whatever, not white.
You don't want white?
No.
I tell guys
Not
all the time,
white.
only buy black.
Not white.
It's
Yeah,
not.
black
It's
is
not.
a
You're just dumb if you do it. Do you care about their
I was
underwear at
gonna
all?
say
Does it turn you
no.
on if there's a certain underwear that they
No,
have?
white is absolutely like
The skid
a no.
marks? You're
That
not feeling them
is-
skid marks?
No.
A
I
long
think-
day at work, baby.
Let's
No,
stare.
I
Shout
like
out,
a,
let's
a
stare.
nice Versace's like
And
ooh,
the
that's
cheese
hot.
Like the Versace's?
Or Versace or something black, red. I
Mhm.
just yeah.
Guys, I tell y'all every time. I know I'm always right about this. Buy fucking some good underwear. Get some Calvin Kleins, guys.
Yeah.
Do
No
you
holes.
care about your underwear? Do you buy the expensive good stuff or
No,
not?
no,
Really?
I mean, I buy like middle of the road underwear, but I just like, I don't know.
Dude, I got made fun of a lot when I was like 25, 26 by my coworkers because I wore like the Hanes boxers, like the baggy ones. And then finally they got me to switch up, and it really did change my game.
I definitely
It
get
really
the
did make a
boxer-
difference.
Yeah, I definitely
Like,
get the boxer briefs. for sure.
yeah. Do you
Yeah,
care about your
boxer briefs, but
All
I'm
day
not going. I'm not going Versace boxer briefs.
Yeah.
though,
Yeah, you
it's
don't
more
gotta
of
go
the
that
shape
far,
of it.
and you don't gotta get the $40 Calvin Kleins. You get the $10 ones.
Yeah.
I want to know now, ladies, would you rather have a protector or a provider? This is just for the ladies. Protector or provider?
I need some time to think. Start over there.
Man.
You got them
Uh,
life or
protect-
death your questions.
You want protector?
Yeah, protector 1,000%.
Yeah, I could tell already by what you always want. What about you?
I would say protector.
Protector?
I'm gonna say protector.
Man, the provider can buy a gun. It's the same shit. Guys, would you rather have a model or a good mother?
God damn, bro.
You're gonna
Like, I'm the wrong person to
I was
ask.
gonna say.
I know you're the best one to ask this
Oh
one.
my god, bro. So but if I want to have kids, obviously I want it to be a good mother. But like for the rest of my life, like who I date,
Has to be models.
oh my god, like I just don't know anything else. Like I'm not trying to brag, but like I live where I live, and it's the
Yeah.
idea of I'm gonna date someone who isn't a model. I need to give that a shot. You know what? Starting No, sorry, baby. She's a model.
She's a model.
She's a fucking model.
Be careful, bro. Model or mother?
I mean, shoot, if I'm having a kid with her, then mother.
Your mother.
But
Okay.
if we're just not having kid, then I'm going model. Just depends on the child.
Okay. Now, ladies, just really quick, would you choose the older guy who's already a provider or the younger guy who has a shit ton of drive? He's going to be at where the older guy's at in 10 years and he's your age, or the guy that's older and he's 10 years older than you, but he's already a provider?
Older.
The older guy's already a provider 10 years? What about you?
Yeah, I would yeah.
You do the older guy, even
Yeah.
though he's 10 years older? What about you?
It's obvious, Mama Milf. Come on, like I'm.
You want the- yeah, you gotta get the
cheering all my
protector.
25 and 26-year-olds. I'm like, you guys got this. Keep going.
You need the youngins.
I'm over here just chilling, y'all.
I got a question for Jennelle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Usually for the younger guys that you do it, do you notice them ever getting motivated by your help?
They do. Like Shiva right now is like, he's like a barber, like a very like $250,000 barber in LA and West Hollywood, ironically enough. But that's neither here nor there. And he's like, yeah, I'm taking my barber game and do these courses, da da da. I'm like, dude, you're not a barber. You're not a fucking barber. You're an inspirational speaker. And now he's like, and I'm like, you're gonna write a book. And now he's like, I could put him in touch with because I have a book coming out with my publisher. Now he's writing a book and he's like all about speaking. He joined Toastmasters. I'm getting him all these like opportunities to be on podcasts and stuff. So he loves it.
Yeah, he's really excited about that.
Yeah, like it's not like I did anything. I just helped him see like the man he's becoming. I'm like, dude, you don't see it, but you're this. Your story's legit. You went from $5 cuts in Ohio, single mom welfare, to now in 5 years you jumped to $250,000, with no education, with Think and Grow Rich and a pair of clippers. So he's the goat.
You're not Mama Milf because you're not providing
Not
them a
for
lifestyle.
not
You
for
are
him.
Mama Motivator.
Oh, there we go. I like that.
There you
Mama
go.
motivator. Yeah, that's
That
good.
is a good one.
That's good.
All right, we're gonna go into phase 3 now. These are just different random type of questions, not preferences or not anything really about you. I want to know: have you ever helped your friends cheat? You go first, bro.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if the girl asks me, I'm not going to snitch on my guy. I mean, if he's a piece of shit, I'm not going to hang out with him. But I'm not going to be the one that's
To ruin
gonna
their
ruin the
relationship.
relationship, especially if if there's some extenuating circumstances and it's a one-time thing and he's a good guy, I'm less likely to tell on him. If it is like he's got a family at home and like he's got a really good woman and he's cheating on him with like a fat ugly woman or something, I
You
might
might
be more
be-
motivated to it kind of weighs.
It's a case by case
Yeah,
basis.
definitely. I have to weigh all the factors, but yeah, I try not to
Get
not to
into
tell
other
on
people's
anybody's
drama.
stuff ever. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's their business.
Have you ever helped your friends cheat?
Okay. Well, here's the thing. I keep my mouth shut. I wouldn't snitch then or now. Like here's the problem. It's usually the other way around, right? Because girls will ask me questions about dudes, right?
Mm.
And the problem is, so for instance, there's this one dude in Vegas. He has a bunch of fake followers on Instagram, and then he tells girls, "Hey, if you come have sex with me on my OF, I'll get you a bunch of subscribers." And then the girls will do it, and then they won't get any subscribers because his shit is fake. And the girls will come crying to me, "I can't believe this happened." And the funny thing is like they can't tell anybody else because it's like getting robbed by a fucking hooker. You can't tell. You can't go to the cops and
That
tell
is
them
so
you got
true.
robbed by the hook. So the girl sits there, and so the guy keeps doing it over and over again.
Wow.
Well, one time, this girl came at me and she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go see someone." It was the same dude, and I was like, interesting. And then I called my homegirl and I was like, "Well, you call this other girl and tell her like what your experience is." I'm not gonna snitch, but another girl might snitch. That's what I do. Whenever I have a situation like that, I'll tell girls, go talk to some of the exes first. But I'm not. It can never come out of my mouth. Here's the other reason why, because when you tell them, then this weird thing happens, man. For me, I was in an open relationship with this girl, and dudes kept trying to snitch on me, and then we'd have an argument for 10 minutes, and then the best sex of our life because she would not want to break up with me because it made her more attractive. Made me more attractive that other dudes concerned themselves with my penis. That's what they were doing. In her mind, her hypergamous nature was fully aware that she was with the alpha in this situation. And so it made them more attractive. So for me, I just keep my mouth shut. There's no point. When my homegirls are getting cheated on, I'm like, hey, you know what? I have a crazy idea. Why don't you observe some more things in the situation and then just leave it at that? They have to find out for themselves because if you tell, bro, and then the worst part is, now here's what happens. The guys out there are like, oh, I'm going to snitch so that this girl can find out. Number one, she's not going to break up with him. She's going to tell you thank you, and she's not going to break up with him. Number two, she's never going to sleep with you. That's the only reason why you did it in the first place, is to be a beta snitch, and you were going to try to like sleep with the girl on the side. It's never going to work. She's never going to sleep with you. Number three, when she goes back to that dude, now this dude knows that you're a snitch. Ha ha ha. And now he's going to tell all his homies that you're a snitch. And now this is what, like, and you did this all for nothing. And number four, she's still fucking him anyway. So like, it's pointless. It is utterly pointless to get involved. That's why I say, like, it's not a function of like good versus bad. I tell people, hey, here's a direction you can take to make a better decision. Now you go do the research on your own. If you choose to not do the research, then you don't mind getting cheated on. So have a good time. But I'm never going to straight up say, hey, yeah, you know the male stripper that you were dating, the one that's bisexual who like does the male porn with a bunch of other girls and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't know if he's cheating on you. I have no idea. Why don't you ask him other people? When it's obvious, yes, he's fucking like 9 other girls, and I know all the girls. There is no point in telling. It will not help you.
I think it makes you look so bad.
It makes you look so bad,
So
and it's
bad.
just because they don't listen anyway. So there's no point in being a snitch.
You look like the simp that's trying to get the box.
But
Like,
if your homeboy's getting cheated,
If my homeboy's getting cheated on, it's very similar. It's a situation. It's very similar where I'm like, hey man, because this thing is, bro. Listen, ladies, I know men do stupid stuff for vagina. I think we can all agree. It's this weird situation where it's like, as soon as they start having sex with this girl, these words come out of her mouth that are complete horseshit, and they listen to all of the words. And now, instead of believing, it's very much like the flat earthers. You present evidence to them, and they just get angry at you. That's what happens whenever I tell my homeboys, hey, you know, the thing is, you know how you found out that your girl had cheated after you've been with her for 5 months? She cheated on you after the first month. She never wasn't cheating on you. She was always cheating. And they don't want to hear it. And I'm like, oh, I bet if we go to her OF right now, we're going to see that she filmed with a dude the first month you guys were together. And they don't want to hear it, and their brains start to melt. It's just like, dude, you know, the ultimate evolutionary psychologist, a guy named Project Pat from Memphis, Tennessee. He says, don't
Shout out to 3-6 Mafia.
Yeah, he says, don't save them. They don't want to be saved. And the other great evolutionary psychologist from Houston, Texas, his name is Willie D. He says, gotta let a hoe be a hoe. So like that's, I mean, essentially that's it. Like you have to understand, guys, when you stick your dick in the middle of this, nothing good ever comes out. I wish as an honorable man, I could stand up and be like, listen, brother, you're getting cheated on. This is the best thing for you to not be with this person. But all it does is, no, I'm going to kill the guy she's fucking dating. And I'm going to marry her. And I'm going to fix this whole thing. She's only cheating because I didn't give her a ring and all this kind of stuff. And just like, MOAmentoring.com, MOAmentoring.com.
one itis will kill you, dude. That shit will destroy you. Have you ever helped your friends cheat?
Yes, I have. I mean, not helped them, but I've like withheld information and maybe like massaged the truth. It's just not my place to get involved in that. And I wanted to say thanks for all the love about mama motivation.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, a bunch
guys
of people
like
said
that.
a bunch.
That's
Yeah.
just what I do. I kind of, I see the potential in people, and I give it a label. So if you need that out there, I can do that for you too.
I'm also
You're
just
very entertaining.
saying that
La la la.
just to everyone, I'm fading. So I'm just going to be honest. I'm fading and I'm hangry, but I'm trying to hang in there because I love you.
I
So
got
I'm
you.
just letting
No.
you know.
We're about to be to the very end.
All right.
All right. So, have you ever helped your friends cheat?
Absolutely. I've definitely, traded places in the story. Said it was me instead of her. Yes. Absolutely.
Okay. Have you ever helped your friends cheat?
Without a doubt, I'm doing whatever for you. Precious little twin, I got you.
Damn.
I got you.
So here's the thing, Sergio. Here's the thing. As men, if we snitch, it does necessarily affect our masculinity.
Yes.
If women snitch, it does not affect their femininity.
That's
Right. This is also the
That's
same thing.
true.
This is the reason why, like, if a girl, I don't know if you ladies have ever experienced this. It's your birthday. You're having a good time. You're having a party. And one of your female friends kisses you on the mouth. Like, yeah, bitch, I love you. You're my queen, whatever. Nobody freaks out because you guys kissed on the mouth. That happens for dudes. It's really weird because our heterosexuality is tied to our masculinity, whereas your heterosexuality is not tied to your femininity. That's why you snitching is not a big deal. Or you doing the rest of the stuff is not a big deal.
Okay.
For sure.
No, that makes sense. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and go to the last phase, guys. This is where I like to help people get better at dating.
Aw,
Okay,
you're so
so we're gonna make one relationship critique about each other. Usually, it's the guys go against the girls, so the guys are gonna give a critique to the girls, but the show's changed up a little bit. I'm gonna start giving my own criticisms too. So we'll start with the guys. Go ahead and giving one relationship critique. I want you to say one thing to help her get into the relationship of her dreams. What's one thing that she could be better at? And then to the next one. To all three of the ladies, but we'll start with you.
No, I think she's great. I think.
Oh, she's
Oh,
perfect.
yeah.
Let's go.
They're getting down.
Let's go. I
I
have one
feel like
critique.
you're doing a great
You
job.
don't have his number yet. That's my
That-
first critique.
yeah.
Hey.
Why didn't you ask for it already?
Let's see how things go.
Okay.
Okay. Here, all right, you gotta give her one
I
critique
mean,
though.
she seems nice too. I don't see anything.
No,
I really don't.
Well, they
have
both
He
had
likes
some pretty.
everyone.
I really
They had
don't
really
have
pick
any-
me answers,
I
honestly.
mean, like, yeah, no, I didn't. I mean, old girl that left, she had some issues, but I feel like y'all are, yeah, y'all know. Y'all
These are
really-
pick-me's,
I
huh?
mean, it's like
We got some
honestly,
red pill women here.
as a woman, it's like you don't have to do much, but just be there.
Open your
exist,
yoni.
exist. and
God
yeah.
damn, bro. Like,
Can you give her a relationship
Oh,
critique?
I'm sure
to
there's a
help her out?
lot.
No, I think she's doing a great job too. I mean,
She knows men very well.
It seems like she's getting what she wants out of life, and like I don't think she needs. It doesn't. It just seems if I was a woman, it would be easy. But I guess the breaking. You got your heart broke by dudes that cheat on you type thing. Maybe just accept that that's gonna happen and quit being like, oh, like it's my fault. No, like dudes, there's not. I don't think there's like too many dudes that have been married for 50 years. And like a young 21-year-old walks by and they're not like, man, their penis gets hard.
Thank
And
you.
it's like their testicles and the testosterone that's going through. It's not because they're evil, bad men or because
right.
you're not a good enough of a woman. It's
That's
just
right.
science and
Biological.
try to get past that and just be like, okay, let's.
Human nature.
Yeah. And I don't want to excuse it, but I'm just saying it's if you could get past that and look beyond that and just be like, dudes are going to do that. Now let me look at the other area. Let's just put them all into that category and let's judge them by these other options that they do. This guy's nice. He's smart. He's successful. He opens doors from out or whatever you're into, that whole just he cheats kind of thing.
Doesn't make him a bad guy, as I said at the beginning of the show.
Doesn't make them too bad.
Too bad. Not too bad.
But do you have any other critiques? No.
I like
no?
him. He's cool. I want to be your friend.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's be friends.
Okay.
Michael, it's your turn, man. Go ahead and
Yeah,
give her
no,
a critique.
okay, so
Help her get into the relationship of her dreams,
hold on.
bro.
So first off, for the young lady who left, there was a negativity that I felt even before the whole thing happened, and I was just trying to think like if I was super physically attracted to her, and we went on a date, and I could just feel that looming negativity. It's just like it's one of these things. Like Rolla says this: you don't go on coffee dates with a girl for a first date because one of the reasons why we don't do that or why it's bad. It's not that you have to have sex with us on the first date, but when you cut our balls off before the date even starts by saying coffee because there's no chance we're gonna have sex. But when I hear coffee, that's what I think the intention is. Like, hey, we're gonna go have a friendly date.
Starbucks.
Yeah, when I'm like, hey, no, we're gonna go to Mastro's and then afterwards go to Zook or go to Omnia. They're like, okay, now I understand. This is a little bit more of a date. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
She's going to let me.
I'm putting out for sure.
She's going to let me impress or allow me the opportunity to. So if she doesn't, with this girl, I've just felt like this negativity was looming over the entire thing. And I've been on dates with girls like that, and this one girl, probably one of the most attractive women I've ever seen in Las Vegas. She deals with this debilitating social anxiety to the point where I was legitimately turned off. I just realized like there is no way you could keep up with me sexually, like with that level of depression that you're dealing with. And she's so beautiful. I just remember thinking we're just friends now, but that's what I was thinking for the, you two guys. I'll tell you, the thing that you need to not change is that you just seem happy. Like going on a date with somebody who just seems happy in the end, you just have a really, not a negative outlook on this whole thing. And for me, I love to go axe throwing. You know why? Because if she up and leaves, I get to throw fucking more axes. I get to throw fucking axes. I love axe throwing, dude. I love going to do things that are fun. I take girls to go eat the butter cake over at Mastro's. Have you guys ever had it? It's fucking incredible.
I would argue that butter cake at Wild Fish at Fleming's is better.
It really? Okay, then I'm gonna go have it. But the butter cake at Mastro's, if she told me I was a fucking piece of shit and got up and left, I'd be like, more butter cake for me. I do things that make me happy. I would recommend you guys do the same. Do things that make you happy, and as long as you have that attitude, that's fine. If you are comfortable being with going with your dude to go meet other women together, I would lead with that. You are going to meet a lot of fucking dudes. Like a lot of fucking dudes. Put a 1 in the chat if you would go out with a girl who's like, let's go meet women together. Put a 1 in the chat if you would go. Like I'm telling you,
Gotta be 137.
You want to if any ladies out there, if you can tolerate, hey, we are only going to be with other women, but the two of us have to be together. You're going to be shocked at like the number of men who are like, okay, I can. That is a very tolerable deal, even for a man.
Value.
That's my God, bro. Like I'm telling, just like, again, you're a unicorn. Now, the reality of the situation is less than 10% of the female population is truly bisexual. And when I say bisexual, that means the southern hemisphere, not the northern hemisphere. Most girls are into the northern hemisphere, but the southern hemisphere is different. So that's the main issue there. And then with you, I mean, you're just so fucking open. Like I just don't know. Like the thing is, the problem is, the only issue that I would have is that you seem so ready to serve that I would be afraid that I would be like, am I the only one? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like you're so like, it's like you go to a strip club and the girl's like, you're so fucking hot. I'm like, you say this to everyone.
That to every guy.
You say this
I
to
got
everyone.
you.
Like,
Yeah.
like you don't know anything about me for you to believe that I'm this hot. So I don't, dude, I do not fall. Well, I used to manage a strip club. That's why.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing that I would say is like, I
Which
don't
was
feel,
my own critique to myself.
I don't feel like for men, sex with a beautiful woman is incredible.
Yeah.
But at some level, if you've been with enough women, you want to feel special.
You want to feel
Does it
like
make
you're
sense?
the top G.
And like, I remember
course.
one of the most physically attractive women I've ever seen in my life. She was just like, we'd hook up every once in a while. And then she told me, yeah, I went to a swingers resort and I was with 8 dudes. And I was like, oh,
Bye.
Wow.
No, I was just like
So sorry.
it was just one of these things where it's like, even if I had sex with her, I wouldn't feel special anymore. Does that make sense?
Hell to the no.
I need to feel, now obviously there was no chance even before that I was going to be in a relationship with her.
Yeah.
But I want to, like, at some point I need to feel like, I know
Special.
I need to feel special.
I do make guys feel that way.
And that's
that
what
is
going
good.
into your feminine. That's part of that is making us feel special. I know
Shit,
some
just
guys
lie. Just say you've only been with 6 dudes.
Some guys are just like yeah, they just need to open their vagina and just be there for us and just be quiet. And there is a little bit more to it. I do think a woman adding to my piece and doing anything she can to add to my piece is absolutely fantastic. And I know it seems like a passive thing, but actively helping not get in the way of my business is also really fantastic. Because one of the things for my business in particular is I host the 2 biggest bikini competitions in the world and I host the Maxim parties. If you are going to add to the distraction by saying, I don't like the way that girl touched you, like I'm a piece of meat when I'm on the red carpet. You need to understand that.
Stripper, basically.
And if you don't understand that, then the problem is you're not adding to my piece.
Correct.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
and so that would be the main thing is like the physical attractiveness. Are you adding to my piece? How do I feel at the end of the situation when I'm with you? If I feel really good, those girls get kept, those girls get chose. And there's one girl, she used to play games with me. Like we had just incredible connection. We had incredible sex, get in the shower, and she is gone before I can even put my clothes on. She's just bye. She doesn't even say bye. Wow. And she knows I'm texting her every day. Like, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? And she was playing these games. But the reason why is because she was affecting my peace. Like she legitimately did not. And that's why she did it. She's like, yeah, I didn't want to stay by. And like, I knew you wanted to go to sleep or whatever. And I was like, God damn. And it made me want her so much more. So that is essentially the thing. Yeah. I understand expressing your opinion is great. So do you remember we talked about the value that women have? Consider this, right? If a woman is a cardiologist and she saves your life by putting a stent in your heart, that woman has incredible value. Okay, Madame Curie discovering radium and like and understanding the early principles of radiation, and she ends up dying of radiation poisoning. That woman gave a ton to the world. Okay, now I'm not saying there are women who have value. There are women. If you have a defense attorney who's a woman, you have a domestic abuse case, and you hire a female defense attorney or a female divorce attorney, and she gets you your shit. That is a woman of value. Don't get it twisted. Doesn't mean I want to date her though.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean I want to date her though, even though she still has some value outside the. Dude, I've been with some fighter pilots, like and some. That's the thing that we have to understand is our internal view of ourselves is different from how the opposite sex find us as attractive. So the thing is, I have a minor in astrophysics and women don't care. They really do not give a shit. They don't care about, like I read 60 books a year. Women do not care. They say they do, but they do not care. They do not care. But I do look like I will fuck somebody up if they come and touch your ass. And that is the thing that they do care about. They do. They constantly see my face on their fucking Instagram feed because of my podcast. And that makes them attracted. Yeah. I've seen women. That's one of the things that's happened is once I started getting like 1.6 million impressions like per week. And just in Vegas, women would come up to me nervous. And I was like, why are you fucking nervous? And I was like, oh, because they keep seeing my face on social media all the time. Yeah. That does make someone attractive. That does matter. Right. How many books I read really doesn't to some of them. So that was the thing that I noticed.
Yeah. For sure.
Dude, that was some fire advice, dude. I'm gonna give a little bit, but not really because Shotzi, you already know. I like you always do really good. Like last show, you were really good too. Like I think you have a lot going for you for your personality. So I can't give you a lot of criticism. I think that you really could find a good guy because you got a really good personality. I've seen it now twice, and you're very humble. Like you're willing to like listen. You're willing to be coached and stuff, and that's so huge, man. Like you're gonna be fine. Honestly, I think that you're gonna find a really good guy soon. How old were you again?
25.
25. You're at a good age. Where like I wouldn't get. I would start getting into a rush though, or I would start trying to seriously look for good good potential. Like don't get digmatized by some guy that's just a good chatter Tyrone. Like be careful, because you will completely be distracted by the really you'll be distracted by the guy you're sleeping with from the guy that might be the perfect love for you, you know? So don't get digmatized, or like try to be celibate, try to take a break for a little bit. And then whenever you get with a guy, I don't think that women should make guys wait 60, 90 days or anything like that, which you already said you don't do that. If you really like them, you're going to do it. If you really like the guy, give him that genuine burning desire. I think it makes a huge difference. I think that if a guy notices it, he's gonna reciprocate sometimes. Obviously not all the time. And don't be so choosy on physical, because those are the guys that have all the girls chasing them. You know, like obviously if he's 6 foot tall and he's this and this, all the other girls want him too. So you might want to lower some standards just to find the good guy if you want a relationship. But I think that you should try to find one in the next 5 years, because you're gonna hit the wall at 30. You're gonna hate yourself. You don't want to be one of those girls on TikTok at single over 30 that's making videos crying about how horrible dating is. You don't want to be one of them. Trust me. Like, I would love to have you back again. Also, I'd love to have girls come back in months and see if your dating life changed at all, if you got better, if you learned anything and you found a better guy, or bring a girl that needs better dating advice that's been single for 2 or 3 years that you know. For you have so much knowledge that you really don't need a lot of advice, because you know everything in the red pill sphere. I just think that you have really crazy
High standards.
high standards.
But I get them though.
Yeah, well, so I know how you get them. It's because you allow the open relationship, and that's what all these guys want that are high value. So like, I don't think you really have to change a lot, because you probably will go find another guy who's gonna be happy with you being that way.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I have celibate Shiva right now.
Yeah,
so
I don't even have to give you
Bro,
advice.
I can't even imagine what the fuck's going on with that.
We'll talk. That's a whole thing.
Yeah, I can't even give you advice though. Like honestly, like you're doing fine.
You guys met my brother Tyrone over here? Have you met him?
Well, now like y'all got to give some advice. Can you give some advice to him to help him get into a relationship?
Yeah. So I think that you should find a woman that has a little bit more going for herself. Like you said, that you would like to have a mother for your child that would like to be in home, and that's a certain type of woman. She's doing a certain type of thing, so maybe seek that out. Maybe not just like you said, like, oh, she could just be
I feel what you're saying, but I actually tend to end up in relationships with more successful women than me. And just because women are more successful these days, they're going to college, they're just driven. Like all the women I date, most of them are more successful than me, and I have to try to like
Mama Milf,
be okay with that.
Because he's Tyrone.
And it's honestly it's usually the women that'll look at me like I'm insufficient because I make less than that. I can deal with it, but after a time I can be like, okay,
you're confident in that.
I don't feel desired because they're taking me for granted or something. Just because they make more from me, they will get drunk and they'll let it out. They'll come with a remark like you ain't shit type shit, and it'll hurt my pride. I'll feel disrespected, and that's usually to me, the money isn't that big of a deal. I feel like to the women that I date, to women more in general, money matters. And I'm not trying to say that women are all gold diggers or whatever, but if I was a woman, I'd feel the same way. I don't want just some broke dude that's like, but I feel like the dynamic is changing too now, to where women are becoming the more successful breadwinning sex. From what I'm out there in the dating field, like because I've been dating for a long time, 15 years ago, there weren't that many successful women to where I would be more of I needed to be the provider. And that was like the step one. But now it's kind of like, no, I'm the provider. That's not as big of a problem. So it's kind of a new changing thing. And I can go either way with it. But I do tend to date women that make more than me. And it's not even like something that I'm going out to look for. And it's not even something that's in my decision, but I think it's me. They're just like,
they're attracted to you.
I want this guy that I feel like I can maybe control him or something, or like I don't need no man, but I got my little toy right here that I can play with type situation, where it's kind of like,
Yeah, for real.
Kinda
It's
like-
Chad.
He
yeah.
sounds like a Chad.
He just wants to smoke his weed and get laid.
Yeah,
Come on.
Yeah.
I
It's
mean,
not
I
that
was
hard.
just saying, find you a woman that wants to be a mother to your children.
I
Where this is
didn't know where
going.
that all went.
But no,
I
I
went
feel
off in
you.
left
I
field.
don't
Yeah.
think that women should really be giving men advice on dating.
Really? Well,
Personally.
that's
No,
the
I wanna
funniest
hear
part
it.
about
I-
it. Is like I just like to
I
hear what
don't-
they say
when
sometimes.
it comes to
I love
bad
to hear
breath
it.
and shit like that, I do.
Okay.
I definitely think
like
they should.
that. Well, that sort of thing. But yeah, I mean, I do.
I just like to hear their
Here's
answer
the
sometimes
thing,
because it's unique.
There's a difference, right? Because I know
Yeah.
like Myron and Fresh, and then they will say, well, women will say they want one thing and then they want a different thing.
Mhm.
I agree with you. But when you ask a woman, did you sleep with this guy on the first date? I think that a lot of times you get some good information there, or how long did it take for you to sleep with this guy?
Yeah.
Or when you weren't attracted to him and you felt ick, why was the reason why you felt ick?
Correct.
I think women answer those questions honestly. Where I think that women do not answer questions honestly is like, why
Body count.
are you fucking Tyrone? Oh, you're fucking Tyrone because he's good with his family. Got it. That's where you understand. So the guy who
Yeah.
beat you, why did you go back to him? Because he's good with his mom. Got it.
Got it.
That's where the
Okay.
sort of dissonance comes from.
So the questions though, so then I'll give.
Yeah.
But my question has to be, because you always have to know your outcomes. What is it you're looking for right now? What do you want in a relationship?
Right. He said he was looking for a mother for his children.
He is. So then you
Yeah.
got to date women. So to
Right.
give you
Yeah,
advice,
and
you
you
got
have to let your
I think I
You-
did pretty
child
good.
meet.
you
who
have
you're
to like
dating.
you got to go to Whole Foods, to church. You got to go with women that are wholesome, that don't have
Parks.
Instagram accounts, that really
don't have Instagram accounts.
Where are they at,
what
though?
the fuck?
they are rare. They're
Hey,
unicorns.
I'll teach
They're-
you, bro. I
but,
got source
yeah,
for you. Trust
so
me.
that's
Oh,
what you have to
nice.
do. What is your that's yours is actually super simple, but that pull is pretty small.
Uh-huh.
What about for you?
Yeah, I got a problem, man.
I know you do. You
listen,
and I need to talk.
listen.
It seems like you like what you're doing, though.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Like, we did 2 million in our first 18 months. I will not sleep until we get to 10 million a year. Like that's all with MOA. That's the only thing I fucking care about. We do 800,000 a month, 850,000 a month. I want my family to have generational wealth. And if you want to join us, that's fine. I'm not here to brag about how much money I make. The only thing that matters to me is getting this thing to 8 figures. Nothing in the fucking world matters to me more than this. And I tell women when I date them, that's the thing that you're going to
That's
have
your
to do.
purpose.
That is my purpose right now. And if you want to be a part of this, that's fine. The women I date, I frequently invite them to come on the group calls.
Yeah.
I frequently sometimes they'll come on Access Vegas, and that's an issue. There's a lot of women that are like, they like this and they don't want a relationship, and I don't want a relationship with them. One girl I was with, she has 4 million followers on IG, a blue check mark, and she made 300,000 a month on OnlyFans, not taking her clothes off
Mhm.
as a fitness model. And so that was the only woman I've ever dated that made more money
Mhm.
than me, right? At the time. And I remember when I started making more money than I was just talking
You're
shit.
so
I was
happy.
talking so much shit. I
Yeah.
was like, got you, motherfucker. But no, it was just, that's the only thing that matters to me. Nothing else
Yeah,
matters to
so
me.
for you, you're not even trying to that's not even your
no,
radar.
but-
Like you
yeah.
want the companionship, but you want a woman that's going to be able to just sit in the background while you handle your work, give you a blowjob halfway through the day, be able just to, if you make you a fucking sandwich, whatever, support you, but you're not trying to find a wife or mother your child right now.
I mean, it could happen right now, but it would have to fit like Legos into the
Yeah.
the life
Correct,
I already
because your
have.
focus is your purpose.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the same thing with celibate guy right
Yeah.
now.
Okay,
Heartbreak
so
puzzle.
he's not having any sex with you because he's just worried about his
Nobody.
business.
Nobody with his purpose more.
See,
He's asexual.
I think that you as brothers, you guys want the same thing. That's what I heard, right?
Okay.
But
Yeah.
it's two different pools. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
timing too. He's more looking for a mama right now because he has kids that are growing up, and then
I live in Dallas. He
trying
lives
to get
in
your
Vegas, too.
eight figures.
I live in
Would
Vegas
you-
with the good women. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love some women.
Would you be okay if this woman came along fit like a Lego piece right now?
I wouldn't mind if an accountant
Right.
wanted to date me right now. I'd need a new one.
It would be someone that's
What
adding
do you say?
value.
You're a corporate attorney and you're
Yeah.
hot? Come
So-
on down.
so that's all
No,
he
just kidding.
wants.
I'm messing with
He
you.
wants someone that can fit into the lifestyle that he has created and
Yeah.
the one that he sees in his future. So he would be okay with a mama right now, and you would be okay with a mama.
I don't
right
think
now.
he'd have the time to devote to it unless she was like 1,000%. Like the guys were saying about me. I'm adding value to this guy's life, unless because I'm not saying I
Yeah,
need
so-
to see you. I'm just saying, hey, like, what can I do
Yeah.
to
So
help you?
The other issue is for me, I have one of these unusual lifestyles where as I go and host Swimsuit USA or Paradise Challenge, I make more money. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's one
so
of these
you're
things.
being out in the
Yeah,
field is
but
better.
the things that other guys would do and spend money to do, I get paid to do those things. Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course.
Me having pictures on stage with Tiesto or having my birthday party with 54 girls at Zook or having my birthday party with 54 girls, Steve Aoki and Dan Bilzerian at Omnia, those things directly lead to my bottom line.
Right.
If this is problematic for you, and I can totally understand
Most
why,
girls,
this
it
is
is gonna
not.
be.
You're going to want to get off this train now.
Yeah.
And so that's why it makes these things so difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're an
right.
anomaly. Most women are not going to be okay with that, especially women that want a family and kids. They're going to be like, oh, hell no, you're not going to be out with models. You're not going to be
All
out
the
with
time.
playmates, with OnlyFans girls, no, and out at raves and stuff like that. It's just going to be a no. So
Yeah.
for you, you're like me. It's special in different ways of
Yeah.
finding. But you're on your purpose now, so I wouldn't even worry about women. They're going to come, and you'll find that one that fits.
What should Pat do? What should Pat do?
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
been
You
sitting
got to
here
give
trying
him
to
some
figure
advice.
out, honestly.
She's like, date me. I'll be your baby mama.
One thing that I guess stuck out to me earlier is that when you brought up, like, you I guess date a lot of crazy women. That's kind of, I don't know why, but that kind of stuck to me. And like, I feel like
That means he likes girls who are good and bad. Sorry, like,
I mean,
have you seen
okay.
have you seen the studies on this of like women who are crazy are way better than
Best
that?
in bed.
Oh,
Hey,
of
if you want
course.
to pull those up, Donnie, like you can see, dude, it's
Yeah,
real.
it is true. Yeah.
It is absolutely true. It's insanity. Yes. Anyway, go ahead.
I mean,
You're right. Obviously, he shouldn't
Yeah,
be
I
chasing
shouldn't.
after girls with
I
red
feel
flags.
like that would.
I try
I
not
don't
to.
know.
I try not.
It just happens. Things just happen to me. I just show up and
He's just
Yeah,
chatting.
all of a
sometimes,
sudden-
guys, you're just waiting
all
for
of
the
a
girls to
sudden-
come to you sometimes.
I just chill, and then all of a
Chad, and he
sudden-
gets chose.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Do you have any more advice? Do you have any for either of them? No?
I honestly don't. After like hearing what they said, I was really agreed with.
It's hard
a
for
lot.
women to give advice to men
Yeah.
because, we're the leaders, or like we can kind of waste as much time as we want sometimes, you know? So it's hard for a woman to give advice of a guy to get into a relationship because we kind of choose when the hell we want to do it, period. And it's probably going to be on our terms anyways. Do you have any other advice you want to give or no?
No, I mean, like you just said it, they're doing their thing. He's
Yeah.
gonna hit his his 8 figures. He's gonna still, get the crazies. So it's all gonna be good.
I'm going to still give advice even though you are both older than me. And I shouldn't be giving any advice, honestly, because y'all both are older and way more successful than me, probably. But for you, bro, I would just say, you need to go out with me. I'm gonna take you to Hooters. We're gonna go pick up. We're gonna go get you a young girl that has inexperience, so you can build some experiences with her. Because that's all
Cool.
you need.
Sign
You just
me
need a
up.
younger girl that you can build experiences with.
Sign me up.
Sergio's just trying to smoke. Just tell the truth.
Yeah, and bro, we definitely gonna blow down, bro. We
Yeah,
definitely gonna blow down,
definitely
bro.
do that too.
And then for
After
you,
the show.
I really don't have any advice for you because I know, like she said, you're on your purpose, and I think the right girl might jump in and be like, okay, this is what he's doing. I'm just gonna perfectly fall in line, like the puzzle piece thing, you know. If not, I have faith that in a certain amount of years, you're gonna be like, okay, maybe I should stop. Like you're a time clock, something. I don't know. I'm sure you already have it.
It's 59. Yeah.
You already have
59,
it.
It's time to start thinking.
So
about
yeah,
settling down.
so you are 59 is old as hell, but if you want to wait, hey, you look really good for your age, so you can probably get away with it, you know. But I would personally, I would take it a little earlier.
14 years, and
14.
I got to start making decisions.
And then you start making babies and get a wife.
At,
Yeah.
at 61, we really got to start thinking about settling down.
Biological clock
Stem
is
cells.
Which is, but so you retire at 58 and a half though. Come on. Like what the hell? Like or 59 and a half,
Time to
whatever it
start
is.
your-
All
Start
right.
the family.
All right. So now my
Let's
last
just-
phase,
hey,
we're
hey,
going to read.
Sergio, let's read
Yeah.
these super
Yeah. We'll
chats
read these
before
and
we
we'll do
close
the
this.
very last one. Yeah. Let's do Don Juan with the 2. Hit the like button. Yeah. Everybody hit the damn like button. Let's get 100% engagement. I don't know if we're at it or not. $5 from Daniel Thomas. Shout out to the panel and Donnie for being a G. And happy birthday, JR. Happy birthday, JR.
Yes, it's our boy
Yeah.
JR's
Let's
birthday.
go,
JR.
boy.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, and what else? We got Black Otaku. All underwear looks the same in the dark. Man, these girls are gonna see you in the light, bro. It's not always just the dark. $5 from Daniel Thomas. Throw your tidy whities away, fellas. No Walter White, first season Breaking Bad, stuck in the desert, burning trailer, white briefs. It's 2022. Come on, guys. Yeah, for real, bro. Daniel Thomas again with the 5. Men view masculinity as difficult to achieve and easy to lose. We can't get away with certain things that women can, just like Michael was saying. Very true, man. $10 from Don Juan. Got to go. Follow Mike and Pat and want to say Rolo's channel is the only channel I can't send super chats, and I'm looking forward to him on stream with Alex from Playing with Fire. Peace. Good night, podcast. Thanks for watching, bro.
I wouldn't look too forward to that. Yeah, for Rolo and Alec, a big flame of fire.
Trilstein, you pulled up $2, man. You only want to fly Connor out. What about me? Dude, it's just because I watched Connor's like video and it resonated so hard with me. Trilstein, you can come too, bro. I'll fly both of y'all out, man. I don't give a shit, honestly. It would be better if I had both of y'all.
And
what else
that
we
is
got?
it right now.
That's it. All right. So the very, very last thing I always like to do is smash or pass.
Let's go.
I'm not doing
Let's make
this,
this quick.
but y'all can
Let's
do
make
it.
this quick.
How do I not get to do what?
Smash or pass? We're gonna start with the yeah. We're gonna start with the
Oh my
guys.
God.
Yeah. Would you smash? Smash or
I
pass?
like them all. Yeah.
Yes.
no,
Oh,
just
smash all?
Yeah.
Smash all
He
three?
loves.
Yes,
He's an
yes,
equal
yes.
opportunity.
If
You
you
may
had
be
to
taken,
pick
but you
one,
gotta
though.
answer,
I'm
bro.
not dumb. Smash all three of them.
Smash all
Gorgeous,
three.
incredible women. Of
Smash all
course.
three. All right.
Of course.
We're gonna start with
Same
this.
time.
Wait, no, actually, we're gonna start with the sexpert.
Obviously, this guy's gonna be a billionaire, so I'm smashing for real. I mean, he just is so fucking nice and likes everything. I'm with it.
Okay. What about you?
I would do both.
Oh,
both,
smash.
Both.
Damn,
let's go.
We got an
Good pass, Don
orgy
DeMarco.
tonight.
This is
We got an
fair.
orgy.
This is
I want
orgy.
to say one thing real quick. If
Yeah.
I can shout out Matt,
Yeah.
my homie Matt. He
Oh,
has, yeah, he's been here with. He's just a friend of mine. We're in a mastermind group together, and he sat here for 3 hours. And he has a rugby team here, and so I don't know what goes on, but I guess you go and watch rugby teams. And
Shout out to you, man.
I don't know.
Hey, what's funny is Poor Man's Podcast, who was supposed to pull up, he's a rugby player. How ironic.
Huh.
Yeah,
Yeah. He
connect him.
was like a professional or semi-professional rugby player.
I play
What's-
rugby.
What's
Oh
the
yeah,
name
shout out
of
to
the
Poor Man's
team?
Podcast for not being on the
Janelle said smash. The other two ladies smash as well.
tongue. Oh yeah,
my
yeah. I
God.
mean, I guess we should start doing that too. But I already know what the guys are always gonna say. Anything else? No. We all good?
that's
Any
it.
more shout? Here, go ahead and shout your channel out for one more time, bro.
Please, guys, check. Please go on YouTube and you can look up the Michael Sartain podcast. And also, I do a podcast every other Friday night with Rollo Tomasi. We call it Access Vegas. It's one of these situations where there were a bunch of girls that were in Las Vegas that I thought had interesting stories, but I couldn't have them on my podcast. It wasn't like really a podcast interview. So we have 4 girls on, come on at a time. I usually have one girl who has no OnlyFans, one girl with a master's degree, one girl who has an OF and an Instagram, and one girl who's a porn star. Like I try to mix it up. I try to mix it up as much as I can to where one girl has one girl is a PhD. We have a girl with PhD coming on, and I try to mix that thing up. And so that's what I do. Access Vegas. I also do a live stream. If you guys are interested in Men of Action, you guys can go to moamentoring.com. If you guys are interested and you want to know what the coaching is like, all you got to do is go to my live stream channel on YouTube, and you can actually see every other Monday we do free live coaching. We've already had Rollo Tomasi on there. We had Torsha on there. We had Spencer Cornelia. I'm going to have different guests on every other week.
He's gonna have me.
Oh,
on
I
there.
love Spencer,
sure.
man.
Yeah,
That's dope that you had
I
Spencer
love
on.
Torsha.
Also, please subscribe to the channel. I am apparently Andrew Tate and I were talking yesterday. I'm probably gonna go out to Romania and interview him. I may do one on Zoom at my channel in Vegas, and then I may have to go out to Romania or somewhere Dubai and do an interview with him. If you guys want to check it out, also please check out the interview with Dan Bilzerian. Check out the interview with Dr. David Buss. I'm one of the only guys in this community got an interview with him because we're both Longhorns. And my interview with Rollo Tomasi, my interview with Rich Cooper, and all those different guys. I think you guys would really, really enjoy it. And like I said, once again, guys, if you have any doubts, please go on Instagram and check me out, Michael Sartain, and just see if the things that I'm saying about pulling up with 115 girls, if that appeals to you, please check out my channel and or check out my Instagram so you can see how I pull these things off. I go step by step and explain to you how it works in the Men of Action mentoring program. We teach leadership, entrepreneurship, social media. We teach high status networking, event planning, evolutionary psychology, winning mindset, and we also do a course on finance as well.
Awesome, dude. Thank you so much for coming, bro. Yeah, and everybody, please go check out that mentoring program. It's the only one, I swear on my mama. This is the only mentoring program I'm ever going to send people to. I don't like any of the others. I've checked out all of them. I paid for some just to see. They all suck. This is the only good one. Now go ahead and plug your stuff in.
Yeah, so JennelleGordon on YouTube. I started like during COVID, and then I stopped because they shadow banned me, and they weren't pushing my content because I deal with sex. I teach men and women both how to have more orgasmic sex lives and how to keep that polarity strong so that you want to fuck your partner and you don't necessarily want to exercise your options. So yeah, go onto YouTube and follow me, JennelleGordon. I'm just starting a new podcast called the Yoga and Intimacy Podcast. We talk about all things body, mechanics, semen retention, 11 forms of orgasms for women, how to give a girl an orgasm if she's never had one, how women who haven't had orgasms can have their first one, all that juicy stuff. So I host that with my business partner, Dakota, who's a body manipulator. He knows how to, he's insane with body work, handstands, everything. So if you have control of your sexual energy, you have control of your life. So check me out there, Instagram, Intimacy Insights. And if you want to come retreat with me, there's no retreat like mine on the planet. I fucking guarantee you. 5 days, 4 nights. We take alpha men, turn them into beta men. We take frigid women, turn them into submissive women. And it's a sensory experience. Valentine's Day in the DR. There, I promise you, we will sell out. We're almost halfway there. And yeah, thanks for having me on the pod. Super happy to be here.
Yeah,
Can't
no,
wait
thank
to
you.
do some fun stuff with you.
Yeah. No, and then go ahead and plug yours real quick, bro.
It's Patrick_Sartain on Instagram. And like, the Men of Action mentoring group says, female friends, hey, if y'all want to be friends with me, y'all want to go hang out and drink, we'll go hit the streets and we can totally just be friends.
In them streets. We out there in them streets.
I'd be out there and
We
I can
out
meet,
there in the
I
streets.
need some friends. Let's go hang out.
Also, one other thing I want to say, I just sent you an affiliate code. If you want to become an affiliate for Men of Action, you guys can make a lot of money.
Course,
you guys
man.
saw what was going on with Hustle University with it's a MOAmentoring.com/affiliate. If you guys earn. If you guys want to become one of our sales guys, it's /jobs. We are actually looking for desperately looking for salespeople. We capped out, like we can't really get above mid 6 figures right now because we don't have enough salespeople. So if you are qualified to sell high ticket products like over $5,000, we would really, really, really listen. You're not going to get paid more than you are working for me. We pay above industry standard. And you get to go to Jamaica with 150 girls every September if you do our program. We pay for your vacation. So if you guys are into high ticket sales, please, MOAmentoring.com/jobs.
Yes, big shout out, man. Thank y'all all for coming. All the ladies, and everything's going to be tagged on the description later on tonight. I'm going to put their Instagrams in, and I'm going to have everybody else all tagged up. I really appreciate everybody for coming out, man. Thank y'all so much. It's one of our best shows by far. We have some amazing guests, and we had some of the highest viewer count we've ever had also. So shout out to all y'all for showing up and showing out, and we will see y'all on Friday. I got a fire panel with nothing but girls again on Friday. So we will see y'all on Friday, man. Y'all have a good night. Thank you for coming.
Flat Earth, flat Earth, flat Earth.
Flat Earth, flat Earth, flat Earth.